Hello everybody, check the audio, check the audio, check and check it. Alright, I hear some audio. If you don't like how loud it is, I think you can adjust it on your side. Okay, the audio is good there too. Check. I feel like my chair is too high. My chair is too high and my light is not bright enough. Oh, jeez, and my shirt is too blue. See that? It's not doing it over there, but it's doing it over here. Or is it just... Does it lean back? It's over here. See that I've got a little, like, flicker on my shoulder? We'll leave it there. We'll see if anybody notices. No one will, of course. Is that everything? Is that everything? I feel like I should do, stream readers tonight. Except I have to, every time I do stream readers, I have to, like, install the new version, and that's really obnoxious. So I'm not going to do that. Get out of here. No. Stop. No, I don't want CC Cleaner. Go fuck yourself. Decline everything. No, I don't want to set the CC Cleaner browser as my default browser. Are you insane? For real. That also must mean that I haven't turned off a bunch of stuff I need to turn off. Overwolf. Probably don't need Overwolf right now. Okay. So here's what the plan is for tonight. And you will notice, it is not as dim as it was before. It is a little bit better. Actually, I had to like manually do some stuff to my desktop to brighten it. It like changed the gamma and stuff that I'm not super happy about. I wonder if I should change the resolution on my monitor now, because I'm going to be typing a lot of words. What happens if I change my display settings in the middle of a stream? Oh, I could regret this. Badly. What's a good resolution? Right now I'm going 2560 by 1440. Oh man, do I not want to fuck with this? Here, let's, what am I going to do? I'm going to be writing Google Docs. Am I going to be writing Google Docs stuff? I think so. I think I'm going to be doing sign in. Oh god. I cleared my Google cache and I'm definitely fucking regretting it. No, I want to be so many Google accounts. Use another account. No. I don't know what my password is. I use LastPass. Oh, Jesus Christ. Motherfucking LastPass. Do your job. LastPass. Thank you. If you go to the vault, why are you having so much trouble? Why are you having so much trouble? Okay, there we go. Found it. See the password. Copy it. Thank you. No. Oh my lord. I apologize. Fucking hell. No. Google is so confused right now. Remind me never to ever clear my cache. Ever. What? That was a massive mistake. Huge waste of time. I'm almost there, I promise. Okay, so content. I feel like, let's see, this is the part where you can't fucking see anything. until I get you about here. Here you can kind of see some stuff. This isn't in content. It's not in game dev. I swear that I've written. Actually, if I do this, if I search for Doom, I wonder. BTTJ Doom. Really? I have not started anything. Oh, it's Dungeon Sports. Yeah. Okay, so that, where do you live? I guess copy link. See where you take me. What directory are you in? That's what I want to know. Hey, what's up? What's up, Donovan? How are things? Yes, this is very nice. Where are you? In Dropbox. Open Dungeon Sports in Dropbox. Yes, please. Content streaming Dungeon Sports. Actually, I mean, that's not an inappropriate place for it to be. It's not an inappropriate name. I'm going to rename this to DOOMGEON. That's its name now. Congratulations again on Argonauts Hall, officially added to my collection of best boards. Thank you very much. And it's definitely Udi. Udi is the one who should get the credit for that one. Like, definitely. I did some of the game ready stuff, but yeah. So, did you see what the plans are for Castle Ravenloft? Oh, for those of you who do not know, Princess Popcorn did a couple of boards for us, Wachter House and the Burgomaster's Mansion, both in Vallaki. I think you did touch-ups. You did touch-ups on one of them, and the other one, like, you kind of built from scratch. But I'll show you kind of our ideas. Yeah, and Black Wolf Magic for making him do it the fucking right way. I'll show you the current vision, my current vision for Castle Ravenloft. It's a big one. I've already talked with Baldrax about it. I don't know that Haim is going to want to help much. Haim is, I mean, I don't know. He's put in a lot of hours with absolutely no pay. And as like a family man, I can see where he's like, dude, don't, you know, like, I've done my part. You know, don't phone me unless there's money. And I totally get that. Which is why I'm kind of focusing on the DOOMGEON thing, because I'm hoping that'll get some like more immediate income. Okay, so this is Vanilla Castle Ravenloft. This is Castle Ravenloft. This is Castle Ravenloft on drugs. Me boyo. Fuck yes. Do you see what I did here? Do you see what I did here? It's almost, I'm zoomed out so far, it's hard to like really comprehend the scope of what you're looking at. 4 Amber Temples fit in this courtyard here, by the way. And so the plan is to work with Baldrax to, in its Castle Ravenloft concept art. And I can show you the picture I think that we're going to go for. I think it's like this one. So in the module, it's like there was a mountain and they like cut the fucking top off and put the castle there. And so I think we're going more for something like this, where you've got this like shunt of a castle. I think this is the same one. Like here's another one that we're kind of going for. And so I think the idea is going to be, I need to get a design document and send it to Baldrax. But so And it is really hard, I think, for folks' brains to understand like how fucking massive this is. What I'm thinking actually here is that this on either side of the bridge would actually go down. And it would get more and more narrow as it got to the actual bridge portion here. And so this would be like basically cliff, and then it would if I can just like grab a chunk here. Oh, Control C. So like there'd be like this like steep sides on either thing, and have it like where it's kind of like wider. Actually, I'll get rid of more of this real quick. Not deleting anything in the way. But where it gets more and more narrow, like as you get closer to it. But have this actually still be like, you know, cliff face here. And so by the time you get here, it's just like this narrow fucking strip of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that. And then have like just like fucking, you know, chasm here. Like that. It's crazy how much design time goes in just making a scenic environment in the backdrop of the actual content of the game. Yeah. Actually, so this part I feel goes a lot quicker. The high, like large brush strokes. You know what I mean? But with Baldrax's terrain generator, it'll actually go pretty quick. All I need to tell him is like the footprint of this. And then what's funny is I took parts of the undercropped and put it underneath, like actually where it would be. And so I'm kicking back to Udi, make a board that has both. Like put the two together, basically. And my computer's actually not dying when looking at this. Yeah, so I can tell Udi, here's the footprint of the castle, here's how tall it is, here is basically like how far below it the undercroft is, and then just build your terrain around that. And I need to be able to hand him a board, of course, but before we have the board finished, he should be able to do that. The quirky part will be handing him a board and then having him set it up so that it can then like import all the parts, I guess, because it's slabs, right? But he has some kind of black box magical shit for making the slabs work. But then look at this. Look how tiny this looks. This is fucking amazing. Here, like this is how big a human is. A human. Here's a knight. Boop. Holy fuck. That is a dude. This is one, you know what I mean? Like your adventuring party down here, like looking at this thing. Oh man, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. So that's kind of the current plan with Castle Ravenloft. Is Haim is going through and doing a room by room. There's a lot of feedback that he has. We're going to send that back to Udi, and then also I'm going to ask Udi to basically try put the two together. The Udi's initial version is absolutely on the bottom level of the plane, because at the time we had the limitation where your height just couldn't be a certain height, right? But they released that patch or that update that allows us to set the height at whatever we want. And so like right now, my height is 1,200 feet. When I put this to the very, very top, I'm at 1,200. I also have the plugin that lets me see forever, which people are going to need until they allow you to modify that in game. This one will be pretty spicy, yeah. See, when most indie players are on laptops with less than 8. Oh yeah. So again, this map will never be used in practical play. Well, I mean, I say never. It's not meant to be. This is meant to be a piece of art. And maybe sometime in the future, everyone's computers can run it. This will be like Castle Ravenloft. You asked for it. Then there will be the game ready boards, or they'll have other boards. Like I have the reduced Yester Hill board also, in case Yester Hill was too massive for folks. There's another version of Yester Hill that I cut off everything like around it. It's like just the hill itself or something like that. And so just like this, there'll be Castle Ravenloft, then there'll be a board that's like just the top and one that's just the bottom, and then we'll likely have game ready boards for each of the castle like in slices. But yeah, this will be the you funded the Kickstarter. You funded the Kickstarter. Here you go. Good luck. Yeah, so that's that. That's that one. It's gonna be very spicy. No one should ever use this. Just like with our Ginvisholt, you should never be. Although our Ginvisholt, I recommend don't use the full build, but you could. It is. I mean, I kept thinking about how like massive our Ginvisholt was, and when I got in there, it's not actually really massive. It's just complicated because it has that main room that spans like 3 floors, and then it has the cathedral that also spans like 4 floors, and then it has the tower on top. So our Ginvisholt actually isn't bad. Yep. Kind of on that note, on Tuesday on the Blue Box RPG stream, I think his group is going to go into some ruins, and he's actually going to be using our Ginvisholt for the ruins, and I'm going to be driving the camera. Did you see Wizards specifically call out Tailspire in the new OG? What? I laughed when they said a VTT doesn't qualify for Creative Commons if you replace your imagination with an animation of the magic missile streaking across the board to strike. What? A VTT doesn't qualify for Creative Commons if it had you replace your imagination with an animation of magic missile streaking. Did they release the new OGL? Or is this in the bullshit one? Wizards OGL. Is this the new one or the Yeah, send me the PDF in Discord and I'll pull it up. Is this a new one or is this the old one? Release review 2 days ago. It doesn't qualify for Creative Commons if you replace your imagination with an animation of the magic missile streaking across the board to strike it. Are you fucking kidding me? They can't patent magic missile. Like they can't patent a purple bolt. They can't possibly patent a purple light flying between 2 things. They can't patent that. They can't fucking do it. I mean, that's nonsense. Don't be shitty. Let me click, you fucker. Okay, VTT policy. We support it, but who gives a fuck? What is permitted? Using VTTs to replicate the experience of sitting around the table playing D&D with your friends. So displaying static SRD content is just fine because it's just looking at a source book. You can put the text of Magic Missile up in your VTT and use it to calculate and apply damage to your target. And automating Magic Missile's damage to replace manual rolling and calculations is also fine. The VTT can apply Magic Missile's 1d4+1 automatically to your target's hit points. Okay, you don't have to manually calculate and track damage. What isn't permitted are features that don't replicate your dining room table storytelling. If you replace your imagination with an animation of the Magic Missile streaking across the board to strike your target, or your VTT integrates our content into an NFT. That's not the tabletop experience. That's more like a video game. So what? It's not permitted in the OGL. Are you serious? That's more like a video game. This is another instance. Oh, you probably can't fucking read it. This is another instance where they're not wrong, but they're an asshole. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. But just don't name it Magic Missile. Do they understand animations in VTTs? Okay, so ask me this. I take this to mean they want to protect their rights to produce multimedia content like video games. Here's the thing. Let's go read Magic Missile. Why don't we? D&D Beyond Magic Missile. So they're trying to say, we don't want you creating animations for our shit because that's too much like a video game. Right? Well, 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart. So what they're trying to say is, if you have a video game in which 3 darts hit and it does the same damage as Magic Missile, they're going to come after you because that's too close to a video game. They don't specify color. They don't specify size. They don't specify any of that. That's really fucking dumb. That's because it's too close to a video game. So what are they going to do? So it's just not permitted. It's not permitted. Okay, so all that's going to happen is they're just not going to agree to they're not going to agree to it. That's it. May I make my owlbear token look like the one from the monster manual? No. You have to make it look different. You need your own unique owlbear. If you are a VT owner or operator who supports OGL products on your platform, oh man, they have just fucking killed themselves. They have just fucking killed themselves. No one is even gonna want to touch this at all. Yeah, so Hollow, this is the new version of the OGL, I guess that was released a couple days ago, and Princess Popcorn was pointing out to me that in their OGL for VTTs, they do not allow you to animate their shit. So if you have the Magic Missile in your game, it's fine if it does the damage. It's fine if it does the calculations. But the second you add an animation, that's not cool. Too close to being like a video game, will sue your ass. That's so dumb. So no one in any VTT could add animations for any spells that are from the SRD. Okay, so then we move on to if your platform supports OGL products, you are obligated to basically enforce, like to police that content, or you'll get busted. Well, so okay, so by magic missile, I'm assuming that they're God damn it, where'd it go? By magic missile, I'm assuming anything that... So many tabs, not the one I want, unless I already closed it. Some Ravenloft shit. No, I must have already closed it. Did I kill that tab already? Okay, anyway, hang on. Let's go back to D&D Beyond Magic Missile. So, my guess is... if you can see it again, they would come after you if you have in your game something that says magic missile that does the whole 3 darts of magic force, that does this very specific damage and uses these very specific rules. They don't talk about color, they don't talk about anything else. My guess is if you have 3 magical animations that do this exact damage, that they're going to sue you. Hi, loves. Oh, you got your card. Hi. Hi, hi. What? You want to see a castle? Castle.
Oh, look at animal.
You want to look at an animal? We can look at an animal. Which animal?
Dad.
Pig? Pig. Oink, 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 oink. Owl? What does an owl say? What does it say? I hear you, I'm doing an owl. What does it say? Tell me. What sound does an owl make? What sound does an owl make? Try it again. What sound does an owl make? Oh, your hoot is so cute. You won't do it. What sound does an owl make? No, he's not gonna do it. What will he do? He'll do dragon. Oh, you want a raccoon? Where do you see the raccoon? Raccoon. Here you go. I gotta get rid of the pig though. What does a pig say? It's Donnie from Trash Truck. What does a raccoon say?
That's Donnie.
It's Donnie. But what do raccoons say? What do they say?
That's Donnie.
Do they say pizza?
Donnie, Donnie.
All right. Good night. Can you say good night to Donnie? Good night, Donnie.
Good night, Donnie.
Good night, sweet. Sleep well. Meanwhile, well, time to make 3 glowing darts of magical force. Yeah, have them do like a D4 plus 2. Yeah, he's fucking... That kid is so cool. So, yeah, it's at the point where you have 3 glowing anythings that do this damage and follow these rules. They'll just sue you. Like, the part where it states, if you are a VTT owner or operator who supports OGL products on your platform. So at this point, it is totally like, so basically Bouncy Rock has said, we're system agnostic, right? We're system agnostic. We're not going to worry about it, right? Now, and rather than being system agnostic, I think the response should be, we do not accept OGL products. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Instead of like a list of the ones that we include, or a system agnostic, now they just have a blacklist. I mean... it's that's so, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? They can't police it. Like, the structure that Bouncy Rock has built what does support mean? Does support mean that you just like have a floodgate open and users can do whatever the fuck they want? And if they happen to do something that's OGL? Oh man, what the fuck? What are they supposed to do? Well, that's some dumb shit. You have the same obligations for VTT content that any other website owner or operator has for copyright. Yeah, so at this point they should just be like, no. If you publish something that's OGL, we deny you. Like blacklist. I mean, what the fuck? Are there any other hidden gems in here that I should check on? Who in their right fucking mind would do this? The Open Gaming License 1.A is no longer an authorized license. This means that you may not use that version of the OGL or any prior version to publish SRD content. SRD content. So they did it. They're doing it. They're deauthorizing it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck them. I'm out. I'm going to just go, I guess, I'm going to go learn Pathfinder 2e, right? Or heaven forbid I play the system I actually want to play, which is Hero. Fuck you. Fuck you. This license is perpetual, meaning that it has no set end date. Non-exclusive, meaning that we may offer other licenses to our licensed content. And irrevocable. Okay. They may not be copied or used without your permission. You acknowledge that we and our licensees as content creators ourselves might independently come up with content. So, oh, dude. If you have a claim that we breached this provision or that one of our licenses did in connection with content they licensed from us, A, any such claims will be brought only as a lawsuit for breach of contract and only for money damages. You expressly agree that money damages are an adequate remedy for such a breach and that you will not seek or be entitled to injunctive. So there's a bunch of fucking legal bullshit in here now. In any such lawsuit, you must show that we knowingly and intentionally copied your licensed work. Access and substantial similarity will not be enough to prove a breach of this Section 3. So if they just talk about stealing your stuff and don't send emails, you know, that's it. Anytime they want to steal something, they just copy it, tweak it, and then just don't have any internal, like, I mean, maybe you could subpoena them. Dude, fuck you, Watsy. I'm so done with their shit. So done. I mean, it's more open, but it's still garbage. It's still just garbage. That's my thoughts on it. I'm sorry, but you can't animate our magic. Like, come on. Come on. That's some bullshit. Fucking assholes. Okay, why is there a PDF in here? Is this Huevo's PDF? Yeah, okay, that's Huevo's PDF. What is this now? Some old notes, probably. Blank notes. This is where I think I was going too deep with it. Like, I was getting down into like if you're melee roll, you have some particular bonuses and all this other stuff. I don't think I want to do any of that now. It's like DOOMGEON V.01. Actually, I don't want to put a period in there because file names. Okay, where to start with this thing? Oh shit, I need my notebook. Where's my notebook? Let me go. Hang on, I gotta find my backpack. I have lots of notes written in, like, you know, various states of fever dream. I mean, actually, believe it or not, I have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of notes about this DOOMGEON idea. So where do I kind of begin? Where do we begin writing this down somewhere that's not in my notebook? Where do I want to start? I guess it doesn't really matter as long as I just start fucking writing shit down. Okay. The DOOMGEON. This will be the title page. DOOMGEON I don't know, V01. Good enough. Okay, so what is the purpose? What is like the goal? The goal of this game mode, because that's really what it is. The DOOMGEON is like it's a style of game, and I'm just gonna do bullet points here until I actually, cause, I mean, I'm gonna do bullet points here because on stream it's gonna be shitty if I'm like literally trying to form sentences and stuff. Okay, so there's a goal of this game mode. The whole purpose of sitting down and designing this it required, well, I should say, after initially designing the dungeon and setting up encounters, there is very little work to do between sessions. Right? For me personally, you know, I have maybe I should put it this way. I should spend about 5 hours doing prep a week, right? Unfortunately, when I run a real campaign with story and shit, preparation will literally take every waking non-work hour. Like it'll like creep into versus take. So that's the thing. I cannot help, like when I'm running a campaign, I'm constantly thinking of like, okay, well, you know, they're traveling from point A to point B. What are some interesting things that could happen? Like what's such and such an NPC gonna say or feel? Like how does this particular session fit into the overarching plot? You know, what kind of notes should I be taking? Like literally all of the extra time that I have, I cannot stop myself from doing. Right? This is like writing NPC dialogue. This is like story arc info. Integrating emotion and every in scene design. This gets down into like I will go to a restaurant and I'll start kind of like writing the upcoming session, and I'll be writing the scenes, and I'll be listening to music, and like as I'm listening to the music, I'll be writing down like for each scene what music's going to be playing at the beginning of the scene, in the middle of the scene. You know, if things ramp up into combat, like the kind of combat music. So it's like way too much. I get fucking obsessed with it. And so I needed a type of game mode that doesn't have any of that stuff. And so basically, this was one of the challenges, was that I needed a game mode that doesn't require a lot of work between sessions. There you go. Next up, exciting to watch, and it is interactive. You're all gonna hate me for this. You're gonna hate me for this, but I am not really. I don't get like. I'm not really into watching D&D streams. And this isn't to say I'm not I don't get invested in like some of them, or like I think some are exciting and some are not, but they're just like not like the energy level. It's tough for me to. I don't. I'm not really into watching them because they're not super interactive. Like I'll say oftentimes viewer interaction slows down / hinders the story. So viewer interaction is sacrificed in order to maintain a coherent like campaign arc. You know what I mean? Okay, so for example, in a recent Blue Box RPG stream, one character received a complete heal from a viewer, and I could tell that the DM was struggling a bit to fit it into the game without it being an obvious oh, you can't fucking see this shit. This fucking it's this left margin here. I can scoot it out. Is that better? I don't want to say like MacGuffin, like an obvious meta experience. And I get that. I get it's like, you write a story and there's a sense of integrity to it. And by changing your carefully crafted story at the whim of the cesspool of the internet, it can feel bad. Right? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. There's the sanctity of the story. Anyways, this is what I see happen. Like, I don't know why this is in the. I'm not really into watching YouTube because they often just hang on. Because a majority of the time things aren't exciting. Combat in 5e gets kind of bogged down. It's tough to get it kind of amped up. If roleplay, this is just my personal preference. If roleplay is getting really, really heavy, things tend to slow down, and there's voice acting and all that stuff's cool, but it's just not going to grab me when I'm watching. Oftentimes, viewer interactions slow down or hinders the story. Viewer interactions are sacrificed to maintain a coherent campaign arc. Okay, so there's that. I wish I could make this shit at the top. Can I? Ooh, there you go. Let's see more. Okay, what are the other fucking goals of this stupid thing? Another goal. I don't want to run something super serious. Right? I like the idea of running a game almost purely for the sake of fun. It's just fun. Like, who gives a fuck? You can really get super invested with your character, you can, and stuff, but it's not like in a giant, multi-arc campaign. I don't think how to put it. It's just not, this isn't the feeling, I don't get this feeling when running a campaign. I just don't. They're just times for silliness tend to be few and far between when I'm running a campaign. They tend to be, I just tend to write more serious stuff. I mean, some things are silly. We'll have a silly scene every once in a while, but it's just not the majority of what I'm trying to do. And it's just the style. It's just how I write, Okay, so out of this, I kind of wanted to run some like a fun. I'm trying to kind of put it. Okay, if not a campaign, then what? And the answer kind of is like a West March / roguelike experience. In case of those who don't know, which has character progression, but not like a static campaign story experience. So West March is very different. Like a West March is a game in which primarily there is some sort of area of land or like a region or a continent that's being explored. And it's usually being explored from a particular town. And so a bunch of people, 12, it could be 12 players, 20 players, and like 3 or 4 DMs will kind of get together and be like, okay, we're going to do West March. And then the players create the characters and the players decide, you know what, this hex hasn't been explored yet. We want to go explore that hex. The players collaborate. The players kind of figure out like when they want to schedule that event and what it is that they want to do. And then a DM signs up for it. And so you have this experience where players are the motivator, not the DM. The inverse of that experience would be a DM who writes a story and is like, here's my story. You're invited to be characters in my story. And then the players are kind of subject to whatever kind of style the DM wants to run and the story that the DM wants to tell, because that's their opportunity to, introduce their brainchild to the world. Whereas in a West March, it's very much the players want a particular type of story or a particular type of game, and then a DM can choose whether or not they want to do that. So I like that idea in this, where if we're running a DOOMGEON, which is basically like a dungeon crawl stone soup run, where the players choose their characters and they're just going to do a run, and then basically until all their characters are dead. They're not expected to win for a while. There's a lot to learn. That's kind of where I settled on this roguelike experience, where I didn't want to build the entire foundation of a West March. Even in a West March, there's a bunch of story you got to write. Even in a West March, there's a bunch of, like, you have to make the map. Even in a West March, there's all sorts of little kind of weird, finicky things that you have to introduce. Whereas in this design, there's not. Like, there's none of that. It's basically a dungeon crawl. It's NetHack. Only with a DM, and you can get pretty creative with that. Especially in Tailspire, you get super fucking creative with this. I mean, it'd be like, okay, so for example, what I would do in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, you descend a dungeon, and as you go through you go straight down, basically. As you go down each floor, sometimes a floor will have a branch on it into different places, and as you go down, you can go to some really weird places. And so I would just like use the Castle Ravenloft for like one of the branches. It would be like this, one of the plains of hell or something, where it's just like, this is the map, for one of those places, and then you can go back to the main branch. But long story short, this roguelike experience, your characters would progress as they went down. It's not a static campaign, so we're free to be silly. We're free to schedule it however we want. We can still play if some people aren't there. We can bring in other players to cover. If only 2 out of 4 players can be there, we can invite 2 random people and be like, you know how to play a sorcerer, jump in and play your sorcerer. It's kind of like Gauntlet. So anyway, there's this how to win, right? There is a way to win this. In a campaign, like a D&D campaign, the goal is to kind of just have a campaign that lasts for a million trillion years and everybody has fun and has things to tell about it. In this particular style, there's an ending. It's hard for me sometimes to just run an adventure that runs 3 sessions and then it's over. Usually I'm like, by the time they're getting on their horses to go, something's come up and now they're going somewhere else, and then they're going somewhere else and they're going somewhere else. And so they never actually ever get back to that initial first subquest. With the DOOMGEON, there's a way to win. Like, very clear rules. And if I'm going to use the rules for Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, there's the minimum win, which is get 3 runes, which unlocks the portal to a place called Zot, to the plane, I guess the plane of Zot. Get the Orb of Zot, then get out of the dungeon. Which involves, like, leaving the plane of Zot, go back up all 27 dungeon floors, exit via the entrance door. So this is the minimum win when you're playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm saying, like, literally it's a clone of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. So there's a win. There's a way to win. And I just think that's important, that there's a goal and that, you know, you can lose. This is something you can try at, and you can lose, and then you can try again. And the actual generation of the dungeon is not so bad, and I'll probably build a tool for it. For example, if there's 27, we're not going to have 27 floors. It'll really depend on how many sessions we have. And if I run a DOOMGEON, you know, at startplaying.games or something like that, it would be like, okay, we're going to pay for 8 sessions. And then I would design a DOOMGEON that theoretically could be completed in 8 sessions, assuming that in one session you could theoretically explore like 3 rooms. With a room being a floor. Like, with a floor being basically like an arena combat. Like, they go down, they appear on a floor, they're in the center of a thing, and there's like a bunch of baddies or what the fuck ever, right? And then they kill them all, and then they can either choose to go down or go back up, or they can go, if they find a portal to the Minotaur maze, they can go do that. But so assuming, actually, do I have that stuff here? I can just put a note here, right? Like, note. Assuming 3 floors can be explored in a session, and they'll be time boxed too. Like, floors are time boxed to 1 hour, except like boss fights. Assuming 3 floors can be explored in a session, you know, a season would, you know, if the group agrees to 6 sessions, the path to a win must be possible, and reasonable. So so we're gonna have, theoretically, there are 18 rooms here, or there's 18 floors in this example. Might as well do bullet points. 18 floors in this example. And so I would probably, I need to find a formula, like find a formula that would be, you know, success in 10 rooms. And theoretically, a win would be possible in 10 floors. And then I would basically design the particular DOOMGEON around this. If it's a group that is paid for 6 sessions, there's 18, theoretically by the rules, they can explore 18 floors. So for something like this, you know, the main dungeon might be 6 floors. So if they just go straight down, you know, Orc, which is a branch at the top, is like 1 floor. And we need to get them to 3 rooms, right? So Snake would be like 2 floors. Fucking hate slime. So instead of slime, we do shoals, 2 floors. And what would we do? Snake, Orc, Snake, shoals. Fuck, what's another branch that has a rune? Elf doesn't have a rune. Spider, 2 floors. And then Zot would have 2 floors, right? And so theoretically, if they start on the first floor, they're going to have to clear all 6 of these floors to get down to Zot. So that's 6 right out the gate. They could theoretically skip Orc right here. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So in this example, a minimum win would take 15 floors, which is too many. So I'd probably go like this. Maybe keep Zod at 2 because Zod's scary. But maybe go to 5. So now we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so Orc is optional. And if they wanted to, maybe we would throw another couple of options in here. So for example, there are the planes. Well, actually, there's which do you first? Hell? There's Hell. And I don't remember how many fucking... In Hell, there's Dis, there's, well, I mean, there's like the main Hell entrance, which has like Garyon in it. Like, basically, as soon as you enter that door, the whole room is just like full of bad guys. And it's like literally a whole room with you in the middle on a stairwell. And it's just 100 of bad guys around you. And in there is Garyon, who's a bad dude who has like a horn, and he blows the horn, and it like makes everybody super fucking gnarly. So anyway, so it's called Breaking into Hell. You have to, if you want to go get any of the, Hell runes, you have to break that floor. So maybe we do Hell, and it has, so there's the main entrance here, which is 1 floor, and we have Dis, which is 1 floor. So now we've got these 5. Actually, I can put all the optional ones down here. How about that? So we've got our main win. Our minimum win can happen here in 10, but they have 18, right? So they could go here. If they went to the Hells, they could use a couple there. But the problem is that if they fail, like if they don't go fast enough, then they can't possibly get more than a 3-rune win. But Dis has a rune, and so they could be the team that goes fast enough to get a 4-rune game, or something like that. So anyway, I need to find some sort of formula based on the number of sessions, and I can tell them like minimum win is 3 runes, but you know, your maximum would be, you know, 4 or 5 or something like that. Or I could just have them all, and if the group is like insane, you know what I mean? Like if they build their team so they like just fucking AoE and kill everything super, super fast. Because a big part of this is going to be going quickly. This is assuming that they spend an hour on each floor, which in 5e combat's not like unreasonable. But if they have a particular kick-ass group and they can burn through the first 3 floors in, you know, 45 minutes, they're like way ahead of the fucking game, right? So, anyway, that's kind of what I'm talking about as far as like a minimum win, and some random notes about kind of the nature of exploration. So these are all the goals of my game mode. Goals of the game mode. What are my other notes? Okay, so there's components. The components summary. What are the components? So the DOOMGEON is a series of arena battle floors. They're connected via stairs, and these floors are timed. And what else? They are arranged around the main branch. How do I explain that? Your battle floor is going to be stairs. Just basically there are branches. There is a main branch of the dungeon, which it's just a vertical stack. It's like, you know, it's a vertical stack of floors. there are off branches of the dungeon. Which are also basically vertical stacks of floors. Vertical. There are off branches, okay? Some branches have runes which are needed to win the game. I don't know what else I'm going to say about that. There's a hero roster. There is a hero roster. So heroes slash characters are collectively owned by the player group. We have roguelike death. Roguelike death, level up, gear, etc. As characters die, the players select new ones. And we need to do something like, if there's only 3 heroes and you have 4 players, like what the fuck do you do? That's a good question. They have ghosts. They can fly around as ghosts and like do stuff. What to do if there are 4 players and only 3 characters left in the roster? What does everyone think of the OGL Wizards now? Not so open anymore. Oh, dude, you're gonna trigger us, Tumbleweed. Here, I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think. What I really, really think. So, I think it's garbage. I think it's absolute garbage that no one's ever going to agree to. So I'm super deep into VTTs, and here's what I think. So I use a VTT called Tailspire. Tailspire added in a really cool thing where when you attack, you can kind of click a button and it makes a little purple bolt fly from one character to another. In this OGL, god damn it, I'm trying to get it so that it's like big enough that you can read it and like my head's not in the way. In this OGL, ready? What isn't permitted are features that don't replicate your dining room table storytelling. If you replace your imagination with an animation of the magic missile streaking across the board to strike your target, or your VTT integrates our content into an NFT, who gives a fuck about NFTs? No one cares about NFTs. No VT is making NFTs. No one gives a shit. That's not the tabletop experience. That's more like a video game. So, and in this specific example, it's if someone clicks something and clicks something else and they do the thing and it does the 3 bolts and they streak across and they do the same damage as Magic Missile, probably, and it's labeled Magic Missile, they're gonna fucking sue you. Right? So that's dumb. I just think it's dumb that they think that they're gonna they're just gonna stop, as if animations are infringing upon their... Anyway, point is, no one's going to agree to the OGL that's a VTT because of this dumb thing. Because Wizards will start suing them for having animations in their game, which, you know what? Every normal person would expect from a VTT that they are animated anymore. It's so dumb. The second part that is an absolute travesty: I own or operate a VTT. How does this affect me? If you are a VTT owner or operator who supports OGL products on your platform, you have the same obligations for VTT content that any other website owner or operator has for copyrighted content under the DMCA. So, right now, Tailspire is a system agnostic VTT. But some people have made plugins, like unofficial plugins, that do some 5e stuff, right? Suddenly, Tailspire has to police that. We don't know what this word support means. That supports OGL products. What do you mean? What do you mean by support? Like it's possible? Like Bouncy Rock totally keeps their hands out of it, but it's theoretically possible for someone to make a plugin that uses some OGL stuff, and in their plugin they say they're OGL, but Tailspire has nothing to do with the OGL. Like Tailspire doesn't even need to fucking sign it to suddenly have to enforce that. So before, Bouncy Rock is like, we are system agnostic. You know, we don't favor anybody. And everybody was kind of like, well, dude, you should do stuff with 5e, you know? And they're like, oh, we're gonna say system agnostic. Now, rather than have a whitelist, suddenly Bouncy Rock, I think, is in a position to have a blacklist, which is, if you have OGL content, don't bring it. Like a blanket ban on this suddenly. So that's my initial thoughts, only because Princess Popcorn brought it to my attention. I didn't actually read the rest of it. It's just that alone is just an absolute dumpster fire. Actually, no, I lie. I did read some other shit here that was just dumb as fuck too. Oh, so basically, if you write something and they steal it, you need to prove that they knowingly and intentionally copied it. So my comment here is, if they just don't talk about it in company emails, if they just steal your shit, and you have no way of proving that they knowingly and intentionally copied it, then they're free to do it. Right? Like, in a lawsuit, you must show that we knowingly and intentionally copied your licensed work. Access and substantial similarity will not be enough to prove a breach of this Section 3. So you need to be able to subpoena their internal emails to figure it out. Which, if they just don't trade internal emails, then, you know, you cannot fucking do it. You cannot do this. So even if they copy your thing word for word, if you can't prove that they knowingly and intentionally did it, then like, oops, we accidentally literally copied your thing. Not that anyone could fight them in court anyway. All this court stuff's kind of pointless, because you will go bankrupt in court even if you're fucking right. All this stuff is actually garbage. Like, the OGL in general is garbage, because wizards are a bunch of assholes that will sue you even if they're wrong to force you into bankruptcy. To prove a point. They have a stable of fucking lawyers. Anyway, that's what I think about that. So yeah, what to do if there are only 4 players? I think the leading idea here is like, other players control ghosts that do things that are interesting. Maybe, like, you kind of want a ghost sometimes. Maybe the remaining characters get stronger. Okay, so the different series of arena battle floors. There's a hero roster. What else? The players. They need to understand, they need to understand, accept. Well, they need to understand roguelikes and accept character death. Some people fucking can't. Like, you know, this is more of an arcade game versus like a standard tabletop RPG. Like this is, we're playing Gauntlet here. If the game is streamed, welcome the chaos. Don't fight it. I mean, if the game, in my particular group of friends, I'm very confident in this. Like, they would totally run with whatever weird stuff happened, you know? Interactivity. So, if we're on Twitch, right, we're gonna have Twitch stuff. We're gonna have, like, so Twitch, there's gonna be, like, channel points, bits, and then, I guess Streamloots is part of that. Streamloots. Actually, I can do sub shit off this, right? Okay, interactivity, channel point. I mean, it's all Twitch, right? Twitch. I mean, I don't know how else it could be. So, channel points. The thought about channel points is it's gonna. These will do cosmetic things. Like underwater, change hues. These will do, I'll do temporary. Temporary cosmetic things. List to be defined. So, I mean, do you have any thoughts on it, Tumbleweed? Assuming you didn't just come in here, trigger me, and then bug out. That was a very, very, very long-winded, what do you think so anymore? I don't blame you if you fucked off. Okay, this will do temporary cosmetic. Is this repeating the same song? I feel like it is. Temporary cosmetic things like underwater. Change hue based on environment block. Stuff like that. Bits, these will also do cosmetic things. These will also do cosmetic things. I think that's kind of the running idea, that Streamloots, these will do mechanical things. Like change a minion to a mini boss. Like a full heal, a baddie or a goodie, that kind of thing. These can do huge things, right? And these will be, I mean, there's only the whole section. There's going to be common, Streamloots, cards, common. What are there? There's common, rare, epic, legendary card sets. Yep. I think that Wizards needs to go back to the old OGL. It brought in so many players and ideas for games that span genres that it could never have dreamed. Now they want to take all the credit and take all... Oh, I mean, Tumbleweed. So here's the thing about publishing. In publishing, what they're doing is totally normal. It was extremely strange that tabletop RPGs were not that way. It's very weird. And primarily it's because, I mean, tabletop RPGs, it's like a culture. You know what I mean? It's like a culture or a tradition. It's not like a I mean, there are products around the event. And fucking hell, the lawyer guy, legal who have like the legal YouTube video, he did a really good job of describing the fact that you cannot copyright the process. You cannot copyright the process of rolling a die. You can copyright a book, you can copyright like an end product and stuff, but like overall he was basically saying you don't need the OGL. Right? The whole idea of rolling a d20 and adding a number to it and having it do something. Like the whole process, you can't copyright it. Like his example was like Monopoly. You could literally recreate Monopoly with different tokens, different names and all the shit on the board, a different looking board, and you would be fine. You could just do that because the process of playing the game cannot be copyrighted. They want to take all the credit and take our money away from us. They just want to lock it the fuck down. Is what they want to do. They think they're missing out on money. They're treating us like the enemy. They're treating content creators like the enemy, as if they don't get any benefit from us. And they're right on some levels, right? There's lots of people publishing SRD stuff and not giving them a penny, but it keeps the culture alive. And I think it's hard for them to understand that benefit if it's not like hitting their bottom line. That's why I think Tailsway should be okay. It doesn't have a specific rule set. The problem is, Tumbleweed, that it says specifically if it supports OGL products. If someone makes a plugin that interfaces with, SRD, like d20srd.com, suddenly Tailspire is in the fucking middle of it. Because they're technically quasi supporting a product that is bound by the OGL. So, like I said before, suddenly Bouncy Rock is in a position not where it's agnostic, it has a fucking blacklist. Do not create plugins that import shit from the OGL because we just don't want to deal with. For example, in Tailspire, it's fine to click the button and shoot the magic missile. It's fine to do that. Suddenly, if someone imports D20 SRD and they link that to the animation, suddenly Tailspire is fucking liable. That's the thing, is that the Bouncy Rock would have to tell the people that made the plugin to call it something different. And if the people who made the plugin are like, fuck off, Bouncy Rock can't do anything. They like ban the guy, stop the plugin, and then that's just the one guy. That's not the 30 dudes behind him that are already making plugins that when they cast Magic Missile, it calls that fucking animation. So what's Bouncy Rock gonna do? Remove animations from the game? They're in a fucked up position. It's fucked up. Where suddenly they're gonna effectively they're gonna need to enforce Wizards OGL, even though they never signed it themselves. They're totally hands off about it. Wizards is gonna call them on the phone and be like, "There's a plugin, and it's called Magic Missile, and it uses your animation. We're gonna sue you." And Bouncy Rock being like, "Wait, excuse me? I don't like." Anyway, sucks. It's Actually, I should fucking send it to Hey Donovan, I don't know if you're still here, buddy. I don't know if you sent it to I guess I can send it to Baggers if he hasn't already fucking seen it. Has Baggers already seen the thing? Did you already point it out to them? That use case that I just specifically came up with? Okay, so I'm gonna send it to him. I can see you being in a really complicated spot if someone creates a symbiote that imports D20 SRD material and calls your magic animation when they click the magic missile widget. And then I want to screenshot that thing and send it to him. It's fucking dumb as hell? I'm gonna screenshot it here. Ba-da-da-beat-a-bop. Ba-da-ba-beat-a-bop. Bop-bop. And then I'll do what isn't permitted. Boop. And then I'll put another one. Actually, I'll make it thicker than that. Bonk. Here. And here. Downloads. PR, OGL. Hey, what's up, Grimbeard? That was a fucking pimp our Gimbus Hope video. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I opened up in DaVinci Resolve and did a lot of color correction. I brightened the shit out of it. It was super, super, super dark. Suddenly you might be on the hook for a random symbiote author connecting two dots which were not meant to be connected. Okay. I mean, I just like, this is fucking weird. It's a fucking weird place for him to be. Somebody said something I was gonna say something about. Figure nothing things who knows. But that's the thing, is like, provide feedback. Might want to provide feedback to them. They have another meeting the 217 per Princess Popcorn. They do a laser blast. That's the thing, is Tumbleweed, we have no control over what they do, and Bouncy Rock can't go to that symbiote author and be like, hey, can you please use the laser fire instead of the little magic bolt, because they're just gonna give him the finger. You know, like, they're gonna be like, who the fuck are you, Bouncy Rock? Like, no, like, your plugin stuff is totally open. And you know what? Okay, this one I'll make this change here, but what are they gonna do? Ban them? Now they need a whole policy. Now they have a whole policy around symbiotes that break the OGL. You know, they have a whole policing system, and they're not gonna want to fucking do that. Their other option is to remove all animations from the game, and like, Tailspire literally doesn't have animations because WotC said not to, but then we can add animations. Hello, we can add special effects via plugins. So what are they gonna do when someone makes the grandiest animation pack, and then someone makes the grandiest 5e OGL pack, and someone fucking puts them together? They can't stop it. Actually, independent of the OGL, they can't do that anyway. They can't stop them anyway, so. What a weird fucking time to be alive. Okay, so interactivity. Schedule and seasons. So, schedule/seasons. I love the idea of, like, that there being like a season, where it's like season 1, maybe in season 1 everybody runs the same setup. Like, maybe in one season they run, like, this is the season 1 DOOMGEON. This is the season 2 DOOMGEON. You know, and it'd be so easy to write up a whole document for it. Like the DOOMGEON season 1, the DOOMGEON season 2. And then people can try to, like, you know, make their way through it or whatever. Because once I build it all out in Tailspire, which is going to be pretty easy to do. I'm just going to go. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of attributions, of course, but if I like make all the tokens and I make all the rules and all this stuff, I could theoretically publish it if I really wanted to. I hadn't really thought about that. Anyway, so I just have running. Yeah, so this is going to be running seasons of the game, basically until TPK. I mean, it's a roguelike. It's a roguelike. So once all their characters are dead, that season's over, and they get points. Like they get points at the end. And whatever the points are, like it could be like XP plus gold. It could, you know, plus blah blah, like goals. Like maybe X points per rune. I mean, there are extensive rules for points at for dungeon crawl stone soup. And I like this, like the whole like leaderboard, like, you know, like a leaderboard system. Which seems pretty interesting to me. You know, your group can say, like, you know, a group can say we scored X points in season 1. You know, yay. Be proud of that, I guess. Or laugh about it. And then like the like seasons determine the length of a particular DOOMGEON. You know, if I want to have a season be 3 months, right? If a season is 3 months, and I need to start. Season is 3 months, and I run a session every 2 weeks. 6 sessions. Is that right? 6 sessions. And this is the like the 18th floor example, basically. And this is like, I mean, there could be a TPK or I mean, and that's the thing is like, I don't know that it makes sense to do it as far as like months. Maybe it's the same. Maybe have the same group that plays the same DOOMGEON for that time, and they just try to get as high a score as they can, or something. I don't know. I mean, we could just run till TPK and then restart it, and then we just go and go and go. With us agreeing, I would work with the group, and we would agree to like how many sessions we would play, assuming everybody survives. I agree with your points, totally. Wizard is being an ass. Yeah, I know it's common among professional companies, just stinks that they are doing it with the growth of VTT and other projects. Yep. And it's not by golfing scores of winner has the least. No, we could still do a trophy for the lowest and highest points. And this is the thing, like swag. Swag? You know, like get the group 4 mugs. You know what I mean? I mean, it could also depend on how much money we make during their run. You know, if like how many donations, like total donations are received, not donations, but like how much money people spend, like based on money for that run? Question mark. Yeah, I'd love to get like mugs for people, like I beat the DOOMGEON and all I got was this T-shirt, shit like that. Arcade scores in TTRPG. No, so I would actually have a website that had like an old school like an arcade leaderboard. Actually, this section is about the different components, but I mean, I might as well put ideas here. A website with retro style leaderboard points. And actually from there we could link the VODs of that group. Like with, VOD links. And of course, the VODs would be edited with highlights or something. You know what? I think I would pay something like that for fun. I wasn't with you on the Mega Dungeon format, but the more you talk about the structure, the more you have my interest. Dude, it's not esports. I mean, like maybe, but there's gonna be like rules. And I mean, kind of the idea in the beginning was like, if I can write down some standards, I could be running this, and if we trained other DMs to also like follow the rules and whatever, then like I guess other people could run their own. I mean, I want to have some rules like minions always move towards the closest NPC, like things like that, or ranged minions will always fire at a random NPC. Or there's a % chance that they will always target a particular class. You know what I mean? Like these kinds of archers always shoot at the fucking cleric. But once you get to like mini bosses and bosses, they do what the GM thinks they would do. You know what I mean? And if they want to be assholes and have every attack like hit the cleric, then I mean that's just kind of up to them. Princess Popcorn, that makes me feel good though. Like that after having kind of heard through this idea, that you're kind of like, oh, you know, you see how it could be fun. And I really do think it would be fun. You know, if your character, and I'm not even at the like pick ban phase with the player, with the characters, right? There's a hero roster. We have this system of scheduled seasons, which I mean, this could just go away, the whole idea of seasons. It could just be like, you guys want to do a DOOMGEON run, I spin one up, and I could publish it at Tales Tavern, you know, like DOOMGEON number 1A, and just like, here's the collection of boards for it. You know, here's the document that has like the different encounters on the different floors and different branches, how long it's designed for. That'd be very, very easy to fucking do. Shit, what was I talking about? But just that it's fun. It's just like, you get in, your group does the DOOMGEON until you all fucking wipe, and then you start over. You know, like, pick ban phase. That's literally Doom meets TTRPG. That was how this started. Like, if you look at my, that's what's fucking hilarious. My Google, my initial thought for this was, oh god, no, you can't see anything, can you? It's Gauntlet meets Doom. I can't zoom in because it's fucking dumb, but yeah, the whole core concept is Gauntlet meets Doom. That's where this all started. Gauntlet meets Doom. Okay, so there's seasons. Okay, so now we're on to like designing a DOOMGEON. Designing a DOOMGEON. Okay, my notes here. Here's the philosophy. So some philosophy of this thing. There's progressive difficulties. Hang on. The players have X moves. Okay, so like randomizer / Metroidvania approach. And this is, I mean, basically like to win you need X widgets. You need Y widgets to open the final door. You know what I mean? Like, and I haven't really thought about this too much as far as introducing things like keys or introducing. I didn't want to get that technical with it. I was like, if you go here and you kill the thing, like you have to kill a boss to get a rune. That's like a thing, right? You need to kill. Now, are the creature's bosses going to be more creepy Doom or more Gauntlet scale? They're going to be creepy Doom or more Gauntlet scale. Okay, so I can't remember who I did this demo for. But I'll show you kind of like the idea behind it. Where can I go to do that? I think it was in. Oh, I made it. I created it. So I tried running a DOOMGEON with my friends before I fucking knew what I was doing. Okay, so here's my dungeon sports thing. So here's an example of what I was shooting for. So basically, when you first start, you have like your token select going on here. Like, here's all the tokens. Basically, this is where they would select their player, like what characters they were going to bring. This is where you do a pick ban. Yes, this is yours. This is where you do your pick ban phase with viewers. So you have a roster of 10, and your viewers, when you first start, can basically, like, a player would choose a character, and then we do a poll in the stream to see who gets banned, and they ban a character, so they can't play that character. So how it played out, and I mean I did it very, very, very poorly. Like, I had them start here and kind of like work their way down, and as they fought, I was using the Doom style rules that were written by oh my god, there's a website that was really cool. Basically, it allows you to build wave events, and so this floor was basically 3 waves, and then this was the boss. And I think they all fucking died. They all died because they were trying to play it like D&D and not like Gauntlet. So they fucking died. But had they got out here, had they got to the middle and got the rune, this would have been the boss fight. They would have entered this room, and then the back wall would have been destroyed, and this would have been the boss. And so boss fights are going to be like big, like they're here and like it's off the edge in a chasm. You know what I mean? It would be like the Doom, like a big arena with a Doom Titan. So another example that I did was I would go to Tales Tavern. And so that's the thing, like boss fights, dude, boss fights in Talespire are fucking amazing. It's the Brother Hannon Living Dungeon modular set. Yeah. So basically what I would do is clean rooms. Is it this one? No, there's one that's like big. Tunnels. It's not the tunnels. There's like one big weird looking ugly ass boss fight room that he made. Dual level intersection? Really? Sick. Oh, I think it's in his patron channel in Discord. I just do Living Dungeon. Living Dungeon. And so when I'm talking about, like, it would be easy. Here it is. It would be easy to do the work for this during the week and only have to spend 3 or 4 hours is because, dude, I can pop in here. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I could very easily say, okay, here's the boss fight room. And Dune Titan. Or actually, I want a boss fight to be the bulldozer, right? The giant fucking bulldozer. Here's the boss fight. Voila. Place your tokens where you want to be. But like, could you have spawners that need to be destroyed similar? That's the thing. You could design it like an arcade boss fight, or like a World of Warcraft, raid. You know, B takes attacks with the brain part of his engine. Yeah, well worth it though, since Hannon is mad. Oh yeah, dude, Brother Hannon, he's so fucking good. Yeah. So, but basically, this is what I would have a boss be a stream. And it would be like, you need to kill it in 3 hours or you're dead. Like, you die. But I mean, if we're doing like 5e combat, you're either dead or you're not. Like, pretty fucking quick. So when we do a boss fight for a rune, this is the type of thing that I'm thinking of. Big, bombastic, fucking super cool looking and exciting. You know what I mean? Whereas in D&D, usually it's like the bad guy is a lich or, you know, something like that. You don't get often crazy, insane stuff like this. And as you all know, my favorite system is superheroes, where you do get shit like this all the fucking time. Right? Like if you're running around fighting a bunch of ninjas, you can absolutely expect a satellite to fall from the sky, and in that satellite is a giant fucking robot that you need to kill. Or is just like there to mess with you while you're trying to actually get your job done. So this is an example of a floor. Would be, you know, actually how this floor would actually be is the stair. You would descend and you would be at the top. You'd be at the top of the pyramid, and then monsters would like flood in or swim at you, and you'd have a cool fight in here somehow, right? And then when the fight's over, you get your loot, you get your XP, and then you're able to go down the floor. So that is the long and short of like what an actual session would be. Is like they kick down the door, they go down, fight starts. You've got an hour to take out the room. If you don't after an hour, you can still descend. You just don't get the experience for all the things you didn't kill. A big part of this is that you get experience as you go. So every time, and this is where I'm going to need like a website or something to help me keep track of some of this stuff. I want characters as they kill things to get XP. So you cast Fireball and you kill 15 guys, and they're 15 half CR, right? Like in that moment, boom, you just got like 600 XP. Oh, the Troll's Ziggurat rushes and yes, exactly. Yeah. What's up, Black Wolf? So when you need X widgets, you need Y widget to open the final door, blah, 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 blah. Progressive difficulty. So as you descend, here's the thing. So as you descend, it gets harder. So there's a decision to be made. When you are descending, you can go straight down. You can go like dungeon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go straight to the end and figure it out. Or you can deviate to go, I don't know where did I write this shit about the floors? Did I do it in here? I don't think I did. I could have. Oh, did I put it down here? Yeah. So in this instance, in order to win, they have to go down the 5 floors of the dungeon. They have to get a rune from Snake, Shoals, and Spider on their way down. They have to go to Zot and then leave. Above must be completed to win. But Orc 1 might be like, so Orc 1 might be on dungeon 3. Orc 1 is there. They can either deviate into Orc 1 to get some experience or not. So that's a choice they need to make. Because as they go down, the CRs are going to start climbing. And so they have to decide, like, okay, we might wipe. Should we go into Orc and kill 1,000 orcs and get like a level up or 2? Or do you think we can do it? Like, there's a decision to be made. And so there's like Orc, maybe on, I think Lair. It goes Orc. So dungeon floor would have Lair, and Lair's long. So traditionally, Lair has, I think, 7 floors. And so maybe Orc always has 4. Maybe Lair always has 7. And so if they can enter Orc, and they think that they can go through it really, really, really fast, they might clear all of Orc. But kind of the idea is to have literally so much that they can grind as much as they want, to their own detriment. If they spend 3 of their sessions clearing out Lair, not a good use of time. You know what I mean? So that's where I love the idea of like the decision-making process coming into the players. You can go straight out and straight back if you have like a really quirky party where like everybody teleports, or everybody's a fucking Echo Knight, or You could do weird comps with all of your players to fucking cheese this shit. And that's fine. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. Because it's an arcade game. There's no story. There's no like, you're ruining the system. You're ruining it for everybody. No, it's like a good fucking job. You came up with a crazy ass psycho build. But I doubt you're gonna want to just do that 2 or 3 times. Like chances are you'll do it the once and you'll be like, wow, that was pretty interesting. But you're not gonna like abuse it. And as a DM, I'd be like, nah, you guys already did that shit. You know, find something new. I'm working on a map for the Polo. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, survival's the game. Don't party wipe. Don't give a bunch of XP to your fucking dude and then have him die. Actually, that's kind of a question too. If you have a roster of 10 characters, if they don't get XP and they're in the wings, then like, if a character that you've given a lot of XP to dies, then you basically lost the run, right? So I have to think about that. Maybe like half the XP of the dead guy goes to the next guy or something. Would the XP transfer from character to character? No. You have to get the kill. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea, Taladaga. That's a good question. I don't fucking know. It's a very good question. God damn it. Okay, where was I? Oh, philosophy. Okay, so progressive difficulties. Players, is a player decision about stuff? How long should it be? How long should it be? Minimum breaks to win. Oh, by break, I mean you break a floor. How many breaks? Actually, how many floors to win a 3-rune game? If running seasons, I don't remember what I was thinking when I wrote those notes. I think I've already covered it pretty extensively. Okay, so there's the basic structure and components here. So we're gonna have the main branch. There's main branch, rune branch, non-rune branch, and then like the special. And so there's a temple, like temple. So in Crawl, there's a floor that's called temple, and in the temple, it's full of a bunch of altars. And in Crawl, you worship a god. Depending on the god that you worship, it does a bunch of shit for you. There's like Okawaru that as you kill things, you get piety, and you can use your piety to do some special abilities and stuff. But it might be that, you know, an example, temple, you can switch your domain. You know what I mean? If you're a cleric, or something, or maybe we have like a set of stuff. I don't know. It's like an idea. So there could be special branches that don't require, you know, a lot of time. Zot stairs. Okay, so wait, is this philosophy? Are these all under the same bullet point? I don't think so. So how long should it be is not under philosophy. So there's like there's floor themes. So each of the different places generally has a theme. Your main branch has a theme. Your rune branches have it, like there's like Snake has things that poison you and stuff. A player pick Sub-Zero as character for the first session and then change the Scorpion to the next session, same group. Oh, would all his earned XP with the Sub-Zero be able to move to the Scorpion as long as the same player is using them? If that makes it better. Yeah. So I would say that it's independent of player. The character is what the character is, basically. But I don't want to have a situation where, like, mid-session we need to switch to a bunch of different characters so that they get some XP. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to think about the, like, how do stable characters get XP? Maybe everybody in the stable gets like half. Of what everybody else gets. So at the end of the session, we just total what XP everyone earned, half it, and then all of the stable characters get it. I mean, there's a ton of ideas there. Snake, you know, things poison you. There is swamp stuff. Actually, no, there's not. Things poison you. It's full of fucking Nagas. Things poison you, Nagas that hit really hard. Of course, snakes. Design branch FX as strictly as you want. Or themes, or not. I don't know what my notes. Floor difficulty should be planned in advance. Floor difficulty should be planned in advance. Basically like CR per floor. But if we use CR, we might not like. Can I use CR? Is Watsy gonna come after me for using the fucking word CR? Fuck you. Next up, designing a floor. Oops. Designing a floor. Okay, so a floor is a stand-alone battle arena, usually. Challenge ratings should be progressive and relative to depth. As you go down, it's like lower equals more difficult. Large enough to require the group to move. Okay, and probably like actually be kind of like outside of vision. That's the whole thing about vision. I do not want to deal with hide volumes. I just fucking don't. So it's very likely that if anything, hide volumes would be minimal. There might be some like square rooms where I've like hidden the inside and there's like doors. I don't want the session to degenerate down into like them having to like move their characters around a lot. I primarily want it to be like they fight a bunch of shit and then I just reveal everything. Large enough to require the group to move. To move to find the stairs or portals. So on that note, more often than not, initiative will start and combat will resolve upon entering the floor, right? In the event the group is trying to flee, go down, up stairs, the location of the stairs should not be immediately apparent. So here's how this works. Hidden items of 1 or 3 uses and parts of the floor. Like maybe what I'm thinking for hide volumes is actually to hide a thing, not hide like a room. So the way that it works is the group will start off on the first floor. On the first floor, there's a set of stairs going down, and that's it. Well, and there's, I guess, the stairs exiting the dungeon if they just want to, like, jump in and exit. I guess they could. And so they have to, like, kind of fight the baddies to go find the stairs. But if the group chooses not to fight, like, say they're fleeing, and actually, the way that Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup does it is that right around floor 3 of the dungeon, there is always a boss. that is an asshole. His name is Sigmund, and he's fucking bullshit. He's way stronger than anything that you should ever be fighting at that level. He does the cheapest stuff. He turns invisible. He shoots a magic missile. He has a big scythe. He's really, really, really tough. And he teaches you one incredibly important lesson about Crawl, and that is you do not need to fight everything. And sometimes it takes people a long time. They're like, dude, I'm trying to fight Sigmund and I can just never do it. And he always kills me. I've tried like 100 times. And the response is, don't fucking fight him. Like, find the stairs down and go down them. Don't, like, and just let him hang out on floor 3 because they don't come down after you. And so, after the group descends the stairs to the next floor, they can choose to flee by like either going down, or actually if they go down the stairs, they can choose to go right back up the stairs. But it will take them a certain number of rounds, right? And I don't really know how many rounds it's going to be yet. I was thinking 3, but maybe 3 is too much. Maybe like 2. Avoid the enemies that take it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, oh, dude, this room is full of guys with high armor class, and none of us can fucking do that yet. And what you end up doing is you skip them and go down to the lower floors, and then you come back, like after you've got the tools and the levels necessary to fucking kill those guys and like break up and harvest that XP. So that's a mechanic of the game, is going to be fleeing. And so when they first go down, I don't want the stairs to be like right there where they can just be like, we're going to flee down those stairs. I want them to have to kind of like move a little bit to go find them. And as soon as they find the stairs, as soon as one of their characters touches the stairs, then they can start the timer for and we descend. I don't think the whole party's going to have to be together in order for it to work. That would be like a logistics fucking nightmare. If someone gets stalked and you have to leave them behind or some weird shit. So, in that event, I just don't want them to be able to see the stairs right away. And so as they move, I would just have a hide volume over just the stairs, not the floor, not anything that are inside a room. They would just need to kind of go over near where it was, and then I would just reveal that the stairs are there. So I just hide volume in like the objects, not the floor kind of thing. So they would return back to the previous floors with the floor reset with all the enemies, just the ones that didn't get killed to show up. If they flee from a floor, then they would probably still be there. And that's where you get it. That's where you get into this weird case where, say they go down, and it's like they're like, "Oh shit, we can't fight this." We flee down, and actually, when they go down, it's worse. Which it should be worse, right? Because the CRs are progressive, and so that is usually how you die in Crawl. Is like you go down and you run into some, like you flee something super fucking nasty. You go down, and then something down there hits you, and you have to go back up, and then you just fucking die. When someone goes down, I think I have a whole section on like how descending works. When you descend a staircase, there's going to be a % chance that a hatch closes above you, right? And so you literally can't go back up the stairs. And I think it's going to be like a 10% chance or something. Like, it's going to be pretty low, but I'm going to roll it, in front of the group. And if that happens, then like, that's how you fucking wipe. That's Crawl. It's not fair. It's not fucking fair. And so I want to have a generator for the encounters too, so that the encounters are trying to think how to put it. So like in the main branch of the dungeon for each floor, I want to have like 100 different encounters that could be there, and then I would just roll from it. And yeah, you'd have like the 10% of those encounters that are like super too hard and going to kill you, such and such a percent that are normal, such that are easy. And so have like 100 encounters for each, main branch level 1, main branch level 2, snake level 1, snake level 2, like whatever. So that when you generate a dungeon, it's not like you chose a shitty encounter to purposely fuck us up, So when Get Good or Die, it is a roguelike. It is a roguelike, and sometimes you just fucking die for no reason and doesn't have anything to do with it at all. It's just bad luck. Luck does play a part. Okay, so what else was I going to put here for designing a floor. Oh, so different types. So types. So there's like types of event, right? So there's your standard battle. There's going to be your wave event. There'd be a boss, and then there's like, you know, temple, or some examples of different floors that you could have. An idea. If the floor is prior to a boss room, give an indicator. Right? And then which bosses will appear will also be random. I don't want to just like reuse Sigmund, so actually I want to have patrons. I'm going to have my patrons choose the like floor. I mean, I don't want to always do it on floor 3, but like whatever the out of depth boss is, have them choose it. But it's not going to be a true boss. It's going to be just like a big bad, like that's like a mini boss on the board. But that mini boss can join the pre-existing combat. So, for example, if I roll Sigmund, if the patrons choose Sigmund for floor 3, when the combat starts, there'll be just like a % chance that he's going to join the fight. And for every round, there's just a % chance that he's going to join the fight. And when he does, the party is probably going to be like, oh, fucking hell. Do we know where the stairs are yet? You know, like, there's this ultra sense of paranoia when you play Crawl between like floors 1 and, or like probably 3 and 8. Well, no, 8's a little too low. 3 and 6. Between 3 and 6, that like, okay, where is he? Where is he? And there's a couple other bosses that are kind of like that too. Oh, so here's a beautiful thing about Tailspire. In Crawl, there are a bunch of bad guys that can hit you, and it like teleports you. But there's a chance that when they hit you, it teleports you, not to Pandemonium, but to the Abyss. Like when they hit you, it teleports you to the Abyss, like the plane of the Abyss. And so in Tailspire, it's so easy to like have a player get hit and then have an Abyss board off to the side and like move their token and be like, you're in the Abyss now. You know, and as initiative goes, the way that the Abyss works is that when you first start, you can see where you are and you can kind of see like the squares around you. And so I would basically have a floor generated with, you know, Brother Hannon's thing. Maybe it would even be the fucking living dungeon or something. And every time they move, it kind of reveals the ones around them. And they have to find the doorway out. While literally everything there is like twice as strong as it's supposed to be. Like everything in the Abyss, when you can first be sent there, is like really, really fucking strong, right? But there's a rune in the Abyss. And so at some point, the players might actively try to go there. And there are portals that'll just take you there. And normally when you play the Abyss and Crawl, it has like an infinite number of floors. And so you can just go down and down and down and down and down. And there's like a % chance every time you go down to a different floor, that it will be there. And as you explore, it changes and moves, but we can't really like do that in Tailspire. So it'll probably be that I'll decide how many floors Abyss has in any given run, and initiative is maintained across boards now, so I could theoretically actually move to a different board and have them move on a different board and then come back again. I hadn't really thought about that, because then they couldn't even see what the fuck's going on the other one. My vision of it is it's off like way off to the side somewhere, and I would only load it up if it was, you know, needed. But if I kept it to slab size, then it should be a problem to move it. Anyway, there you go. There's my bit about the Abyss, because I think that shit's gonna be fucking cool as hell. Okay, now we're on to designing a hero roster. So the idea is that we have 10 heroes as a standard. The game ends when there are less living heroes than players. Interesting thing to say. Don't know that I agree with that. Question mark. Players. Sorry. I keep using like hero versus character. It's heroes gain experience as they kill creatures. Do I have a whole thing about experience or leveling up or anything? Probably. Designing enemies, designing a randomizer. Trying to think. Anyway, I'll just write it here. As they kill enemies and can level up mid-fight. Because you know what? Leveling up mid-fight and suddenly getting all your experience and stuff is exciting. And fun. And I'm all about that shit. Designing a branch. So they should be themed for the most part. You know, ice, fire, fortress. Like, you know, your branches should have a theme. Location for a MB loot piece. Oh, location for a Metroidvania loot piece. I guess, or not. If not the main branch, the depths, the branch can be found. So right now, in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, it's very, like, sophisticated. As far as, like, orc can appear between floors 3 and 5. The temple's almost always on, like, 8. Lair is around, like, 9 or 13 or something like that. Yeah, but your main branch, I mean, that's the thing, is like, we could have a whole DOOMGEON where it's like the main branch is all fire. The main branch is all like little keeps or little castles. Like, you could just do whatever the fuck you want in designing a branch. Designing enemies. Types. Right? Minions, rares, mini boss, boss. Oh, loot roll, rewards, and set drops. Oh man, so I totally forgot about like loot rolls. So, oh man, do I have a thing for loot? I'll just write that now. Game flow and rules, the descent. Okay, let's just do loot. Let's just fucking type this up. Loot. So what's my vision for loot? Here are my thoughts on loot. So we're giving experience points right away. I like the idea of waiting until basically after the combat and figuring out what everything's dead, and then figuring out how many loot rolls the group gets. Right? So say they get a loot roll every, well, I mean, not counting like set loot rolls. So if they kill a rare, they get a rare loot roll. Versus they kill a bunch of like CR whatevers, and they gain 10 loot rolls. Having loot rolls be like a currency. You know, have it be like, okay, we're going to take 5 loot rolls, or we're going to take 10 loot rolls and turn them into a rare loot roll. Or we're going to take 5 loot rolls and use them to do a long rest. Or we're just going to do 5 regular loot rolls. And basically having roll loot, like random loot from the fucking DMG and stuff. What are my other thoughts there on loot rolls? Basically having the party decide like when to use them or not. I can't, and Hein has some feedback on that too. So, and the timer only goes when in dungeon areas, so rolling loot doesn't affect the timer. Yeah, I mean, this would happen like after it'd be like you guys defeated everything. We rolled like how many, like you gain X loot rolls. Do you want to use any of them? And I like the idea of when they get loot, they decide who's going to have it. Like, okay, we get a flaming sword. They decide such and such a character gets the flaming sword. I like the idea of like the next time we sit down to play, the team decides which character has the flaming sword, but we don't tell the viewers because during the pick ban phase, the viewers could just ban the character with the flaming sword every fucking time, and that's kind of obnoxious, right? But I think it would be the same sort of. I like actually the 5e limitation on the number of things that you can be attuned to, and then I would, I might do something like, you know, all rings that require attunement normally like don't require attunement, or I don't know, something like that. We'd have to kind of figure that out, but I like the idea of like there being kind of this meta of like, okay, we're gonna give the fiery sword to the wizard, and someone's gonna pick the wizard and someone's gonna pick the barbarian, and we know they're not gonna ban the wizard, and so when those two characters get in, like the wizard gives the flaming sword to the barbarian, or there's this slight like competitive meta against viewers that I think is just kind of cute. You know what I mean? But we would set ahead of time, like some mods, like the players would say who had what, and then like the mods would verify that they're not fucking with shit, that it's legit. I don't know, what do you think about that? It sounds a lot like an esport. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be funny. I just think it'd be kind of a funny, because it is kind of like them versus the viewers. And once the viewers get their hands on like stream loot cards, it's gonna like be even more so. And I haven't even got to the stream loot stuff yet. So the stream loot stuff is gonna have cards that will like, okay, change a minion into a rare, make that rare a mini boss, make that minion a mini boss. There will be a point where, and so this is why I want to use stream loots and not bits. When someone plays bits, or when someone spends bits, I can't stop it. And so if we start a floor and I say, okay, you know, the first 3 people that spend bits on like bad guy theme, I don't know, like maybe you can spend, should I make it such that they can spend bits to like make them be fiery or make them be ice or make them be whatever, and 10 people do it. Suddenly it's like someone spent $5 to make them ice, someone spent $5 to make them fire, someone spent, like, you know what I mean? I can't do anything about that. It's already, the transaction is done and gone. With stream loots, I can say, okay, in 10 seconds, the first 3 environment cards are going to be honored. And then I put a timer, 10 seconds, people spam me with a bunch of cards they're gonna spend, and then I can go through and return all of the shit that I'm not using. But I can click the button that's like, you know, basically accept the cards, the first 3 cards. You can't do that with bits, and you can't do it with literally anything else. But you can do it with stream loots, which is why I'm leaning more and more and more that way. And so, like, for example, if we go into a boss fight, I can say, okay, you know, I will accept the first legendary boss card, and someone spends it, and if 5 people do it, I can like reject 4 and keep the 1, right, the first one, or whatever. Or maybe if 5 are selected, then I roll randomly. Actually, if everybody submits them for 10 seconds and then I roll randomly, that there's like 30 of them, I can do like roll a d30 3 times or something. Such as channel points would also cause similar bits as, yes, Taladaga, which is why I wanted bits and channel points to do like cosmetic stuff. Like make the screen, maybe it maxes out the fucking, like, okay, so what if we're in the dungeon, we're in here, and someone maxes out the post effect of Enchanted. Woo! Like suddenly we're playing an Enchanted for a minute. You know, someone spends $1 to make it Enchanted for a minute, and then it goes away again. That is like tolerable. And then if people get into wars about, like, you know, enchanted for a minute, oh, then green for a minute, then whatever for a minute. I want HoloFox to make a mod that, like, automates that shit. Make the villain the name of the chapter. Yeah, like, just cosmetic stuff that if they stack, like, the viewers can fight amongst themselves, I guess. I don't know that I can lock out, like, if people spend bits. Actually, can I with, what the fuck is the, it's not Nightbot, is it? What's the thing that, like, if they spend bits, shit happens? It's not Nightbot. Actually, it's not the channel points. Hang on. Isn't there one that, like, where's the viewer rewards channel points? Okay, drops. What the fuck? Rewards. Manage rewards. Go away. Okay, so like Minecraft oof. Do I have anything that they can spend, that people can spend bits on? It's only music stuff that people can spend bits on, right? Cost. Require viewer to enter text? No. Does oof. Can I throttle it? Redemption cooldown time. So I could say, is this per person though, or is this like per total max redemptions for viewers per stream? Limited redemptions per user per stream. Okay. Limited redemption. My question is, like, is this per user or or just in general on the stream? Time between redemptions. User redemption, cooldown, and limits for viewers. It doesn't say for a specific viewer. Okay, so we could do channel points. So if we did the channel points one, it would be like set it to enchanted for a minute, and then I could actually do that manually, and it wouldn't be a big lift. And like start a timer. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically wiring this up also to bits. Which I could have that. So the way that CodeMiko does it, or CodeMiko, is what does she do? I would see someone donate the bits, and then I would just look at the amount. And on the screen, I would just have a little thing down in the corner that's like 100 bits. Max enchanted. You know what I mean? 222 bits. That other thing. And just have it be like a weird amount that no one would put in unless they were specifically asking for the thing. But entering a raffle and have the card activated every set minutes of the selected card that the viewer turned in. What about entering a raffle and having the card activated every set minutes of the what? Entering a raffle and having the card activated every set minutes of the selected card that the viewer turned in. Card activated every set minutes of the viewer turned in. I mean, we could have a card that's just like 10 minutes of enchanted, or something. If I think I'm understanding correctly. I don't want to get too. I don't want it to be too complicated. I want it to be more or less seamless, where it's like, okay, they've kicked down the door. Everybody, you have 10 seconds to submit your cards. Okay, 10 seconds passed. 10 people submitted. Roll D10 3 times. Bing, bing, bing. These cards are activated. Boom, boom, boom. And then reject all the rest. We move on. Every 10 minutes, pick a raffle winner, and that card decision is made until the next card draw. If that makes sense. 10 minutes, pick a raffle winner, and that card decision is made So for something like that, it could be like a theme of a floor that's like a chaos attribute. Like if it's like for the like in the abyss. In the abyss, every 10 minutes, you know, everyone submit your fucking abyss environment cards. You know what I mean? And every so often, I mean, that'd be a big fucking incentive to leave if like the abyss cards were like, you know, like acid gas or, you know, something like that. Every 5 minutes that they're there, a random, you know, abyss gas or abyss environment card is played. And also that helps if I'm like submit environment cards and someone submits like make it a boss. Like no, I can reject them. Okay, so wow, so we got off on a super long tangent. So as far as loot goes, the idea here is that depending on the creatures defeated, the party earns loot rolls. Loot rolls can be spent. I mean, this is so. What I don't want to do is have like, you know, I don't want to roll 20 CR 1/2 loot rolls. That sucks. But I also don't want to have like different levels of loot rolls. To roll on a loot table, loot rolls can be upgraded to roll on a better table. Some creatures provide a static roll, like mini bosses always do a rare roll or something. I don't know. But then there's this whole like idea of loot rolls can be spent for like a long rest, for long rests, or something. I can't remember. I think I talked to Jaime about this, and he had a really good reason why this is not good. I don't remember what the fuck it was. Yeah, I don't know how resting is gonna work. My thought is, actually, did I have anywhere where I'm talking about XP? I don't think I am. I don't think I fucking wrote it anywhere. I need to make a thing about XP. Stunning enemies. I might as well just like put I need to do a thing right here while I'm thinking about experience. It is collected as creatures are defeated, like Gauntlet. The fuck was I gonna say about experience? Dude, I've already lost it. It was like 30 seconds. Come on, man. Not even 30 seconds. Look at this creatures defeated. 50% of EXP is provided to stable heroes? Question mark. In regards to resting. So, what if for each floor cleared without a rest plus 25, like I don't even, like 50% XP, 25% EXP? That's a pretty big incentive to like go as far as you can go. Resting just short immediately heals SPHP, whatever charges up after long rest, not full but partial little heals. So I like this decision the party needs to make. For each floor cleared without a rest, maybe they get more XP. 50% XP, right? Because they are going to get a full rest. I'm going to say keep in mind, they get a full rest when they level up. So keep that in mind. So suddenly there's a decision to be made. Do we rest or not? Can you survive to your next level? And if they have cleared 3 floors and they're looking at the 4th floor at plus 75% XP, that's pretty fucking big. That is a huge incentive to really push yourself like all the way. And also we don't have to like stop and everybody rest, you know? The odds of being able to survive and win are pretty low for players that make it a challenge. Resting just short, immediate heals. Have SUV whatever charges up after a long rest, not full but partial little heals. I think if they just push to level in the beginning, because we don't want to be like floor 1 long rest, floor 2 long rest. I mean they might, but I want there to be I'd rather have a carrot than a stick, right? And I think that's what we came to here. I'm gonna say no. We want a carrot, not a stick. See experience section regarding XP bonus for not resting. And so what will end up happening here is you're going to have a really hurt character, really close to leveling, and maybe the other 3 characters did level. Or you're going to be in a position where it's like, dude, we need to give this guy the level. Like, you don't kill it, let him kill it. Well, then we're in a weird situation where it's like, you know, the wizard trying to firebolt something while everybody surrounds the enemy and, like, dodges. Which would be really fucking annoying. But a reality. You know what I mean? What do we do about that? Hey, what's up, that guy, Baldrax? Did you want to see the thing that I was I'm working on my a DOOMGEON document right here, but if you're here I can show you the map. I can show you the map and the concept art. The DOOMGEON. Yes, it's a mix between Gauntlet and Doom in Tailspire. And I mean, I think it's... Oh, shit, I had that in just the right spot, didn't I? And then I moved it. It's an idea that I have for, like a D&D stream. Castle Raven... You've probably heard me talk about it. Doom, doomy, doom, doom, doom. Burrito! Burrito! Oh, what the fuck? It's the tiniest picture I've ever seen. You all. Is it opening all? Oh yeah, they're all opening in thumbnails. One sec here. Image a new tab, and then this one and this one. Open image new tab. Okay, so Baldrax, what we're... Oh, fucking hell. Can I please get the actual image, please? Thank you. It's fucking annoying. Okay, so, no, that guy Baldrax has been around long enough to hear me rant about this stupid-ass game. that I think he kind of knows what's going on. All right, so Baldrax, here's the idea. I'm pretty sure you already kind of pieced it together. So here is Castle Ravenloft. It is fucking big. It is a thing. This is the thing. You're pretty sure you've seen it before. So what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to be talking to Udi and try to get him. Heim has a document with a bunch of revisions that need to happen on the castle and on the Undercroft. What I'm going to try to get from Udi is a version of the board that actually has the Undercroft placed correctly underneath the castle. Then I'm going to get you the dimensions of it, such that you can kind of build terrain around it that matches this concept art. And not only matches the concept art, but the actual map of Castle Ravenloft has a very important design. This fucking castle is like literally they had like there was like a mountain and they shaved it and like boom, that's where the castle is. So the concept art here is that this is on its own like giant rock spire that's, you know, hollow inside so that you can fit, so that the undercroft is in there. And then over here you have these high, like another high spire, you know, and it doesn't have to have a top on it. It can just go up pretty far or whatever. And then you would have the approach, which probably would slope up. It would start kind of wide, and by the time it got to the bridge there, by the time it kind of got to this bridge, you'd have something not like, well, I mean, it would kind of look like this, where it narrows, but before it even gets to the gate, it's already like a precipice. It's already like this, you know what I mean? Where there's like drop off here, drop off on the other side, and it's got like a grassy area that goes up, and it goes narrow, and it gets really narrow even before it gets to these two pillars. That's the idea. Hey, thanks very much, Princess Popcorn, and I need to take your advice, 100,000%. Thanks for hanging out and talking through the DOOMGEON with me. Because it's one of the crypts on the back side of the castle actually has an opening on the mountainside. Yeah. That's fucking cool as hell. Yeah, I think it's the side of the No. Yes, this ground is the ground from the Yester Hill, this side of it over here. And then I poached this from Salinka Pass. The mountainside is from Salinka Pass. All this stuff down here is Salinka Pass stuff. And as big as this map is, Baldrax, my computer's totally fucking fine. Totally fine. Like, I haven't had any trouble, like, zooming in, zooming out, doing anything. It's actually only when I get inside here that my computer is kind of like, you know, maybe not. Actually, I'm streaming in, like, 2K, and my computer still doesn't give a fuck about this. I don't know what it is about this board, about Castle Ravenloft, but my computer runs it, like, ridiculously well. And I don't, maybe it's because I have the darkness fog down there. Maybe having the ground be darkness does a performance thing. I don't know, but my computer is running unusually crazy smooth on this board. I don't know. I don't think so. Depth of field is off. Chromatic aberration, screen space resolution. My shadows are high, buddy. But I could also be so far away that it's not rendering the shadows, or something like that. That could be very well what's going on. Oh, and also, Black Wolf or Baldrax, I'm able to copy and paste the whole castle. I mean, I can't do it right now because my my select thing is being stupid. One sec here. Sometimes my infinite select breaks. Oh, did I just go to the same one again? Didn't mean to do that. So it works now. Oh, no, it doesn't. Fuck you. Anyway, I do have the unlimited selection mod. I need to switch boards and come back, but I'm not going to bother. Just take my word for it. I was able to copy the entire castle and move it and put it back and like it was a normal slab. I had to do it very slowly and carefully, but it fucking did it. Trying to think of what else is going on. I think that's about it though. So Baldrax, I have another question for you. This is a hard question. So it might be the way to do the train, move the castle away, import the train, then place the castle, or I can import the train and trial air offset so that it falls. Totally. I can probably cut and copy the entire castle and the undercroft and move it, and then you place yours such that the pedestal or wherever you expect the castle to be is like more or less centered. When you push F2, and you're facing, I guess it's south, east, this way. That is where your precipice or wherever that the castle should go on should be. But this is a big fucking board. Jesus Christ. Whoever was like, I've made the biggest board ever is about to pee themselves after this gets published. So like it should be right there, basically. Not at 0, 0, because I think that's like right directly below me, but kind of offset a little bit. But yeah, put it all over there, and then I can just copy paste it back, and then we can touch it all up. But I do have another question to ask, and I'm purposefully, knowingly asking this on stream in front of a bunch of people to increase the pressure on you. Would the price for you to do such a thing be 0? Ideally, your price tag to build this for us would be 0. I can pay you in exposure. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this shit out loud. I cannot believe You're planning no charge? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. We hadn't really talked about it. I mean, if ever you were going to be like advertise what your generator is capable of, doing it on this board would like be the one, you know? Okay, cool. And so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna work with Baldrax to talk to him about getting the undercroft attached to it. Even if we don't have the interiors revised yet, that should still give you something to work with. And then if you use the same plugin that I have, the maximum size, the infinite draw, you can move it, or I can send you a board that has the castle like off to the side or something. You use the artist cringe payment yeah. And if I had another option, I would. We've spent all the money that we got. I mean, we spent all the money from the Kickstarter long ago. We paid all the artists, but I mean, Haim and I we've each put like a couple thousand hours, I think, into it. We haven't seen anything, and now we're kind of like we've got nothing. Honestly, I did have a couple of things. One, I had Baldrax's train generator in mind for Yester Hill because it's reasonable. That board is a reasonable board. This board is not fucking reasonable. We didn't have that height thing. We didn't have the option of increasing the height on a board until now, which wouldn't even, prior to this, we would never have dreamed of actually trying to put anything around the edges of the castle, which is why Udi built it like flush on the bottom of the board in the first place, because you couldn't even, before we had the ability to change our height, you couldn't even move your camera high enough to see the top. And so otherwise I would have tried to have budgeted for it, but anyway, I hope, Baldrax, you absolutely understand that if I had a way to pay you, I fucking would. But I do not. You have more love. I love you. I love you, Baldrax. Thank you. No one makes terrain like you. That's for fucking real. When this board drops, though, it's going to turn some heads. Foodie and Black Wolf Magic just... I mean, all the stuff we're doing now, I think people would have lost their fucking minds with just the two boards. Like, the interior board and then the Undercroft board. Like, as is, I think people would have, like, been totally fucking blown away. This is unreal. And I really hope no one ever actually expects to use this for practical play. This is a piece of art. This is art. Maybe some people might use it for an actual game. I doubt it, but we would publish. So this would be the full artistic board, and then we'd still have like the game ready boards or the reduced boards, exactly like I did with Yester Hill, because I know Yester Hill like made some people's computers take a shit. People will. Good luck. I mean, that's the thing. Is it really, for me? I mean, you could still have combat like in this. You know, when you first come in, you could have a combat here. I mean, Tailspire's kind of static. Like, you get your tokens out here, you move them around. If you don't move the camera very much... Ooh, dude, the colors look really good on my stream. That green? Dude, it looks so much better on my stream than on my fucking computer. Wow. For real? What the fuck? Well, on my screen, it actually looks kind of like washed out. But on the stream, it looks like popping. That gold on the fucking window. Are you seeing that too? Does that look like unusually vibrant? I'm sorry, my like zoom combined with my... Is that color popping for you? Wow. Yeah, on my stream it looks totally different than what I'm seeing. Holy shit. I mean, if you... I wonder if can I screenshot this? Maybe it won't matter. Where can I post this? I guess I'll just put it in my Discord. Why not? Well, so here's what was going on. So on my primary monitor, in Streamlabs, it was really dark. Do you remember? Okay, so whoever was here before, whenever I would try to do stuff in Notepad, it was so washed out. I mean, you couldn't fucking read it, right? It was just, it had like a weird. Actually, I'll turn the filter off. Okay, so pretend we're at the eye doctor, right? Filters, edit filters. Oh shit. Can I turn off the color correction? Oh, my color correction is so good. I don't want to lose my settings. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot it. It's my color correction. Let me go to paint and like... Okay, here's my current color correction in case you give a shit. This makes it look real good. So I'm gonna delete my color correction filter. Are you ready? Do you see the difference? Do you see it? Like, it's like super fucking dim and dark and sucks. And so I added some color correction, and if I do it all, okay, so it was like 0.59, 0.38, 0.35. Okay, you see how it looks totally different now? Yeah, so I don't know why it's doing that, but when I see this monitor, it looks fine. In Streamlabs, it looks like shit. I have to actually add a filter to Streamlabs to make it not look like shit, and I don't know why. Anyway. So, but having done that, the colors now on Streamlabs are so much nicer. Actually, can I turn my camera off? Wait, if I move this out here, is it going to do the thing? It is a little bit though, but not bad. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Let me get back to that window. You let me know if you just don't give a fuck either. If you ever just like, dude, go do something different now. We don't care. But okay. Oh no! Now it's on the same monitor. Fuck. It's that monitor, man. Anyway. Wait, is it flattening it on the same monitor now? Can you tell? I mean, anyway. That's because your monitor has settings that your PC doesn't see. I don't know. I went into like the NVIDIA control panel color correction stuff where you can like modify your desktop color palette. I turned it off. I turned it to the default. I fucking uninstalled it. And there's like nothing I could do that would get Streamlabs to match what was actually going on out here. And I don't know, I'm not a fucking video engineer. What's up, Fizz? Are you seeing more saturation the deeper down of the OBS hole? Oh, yeah. What's up, Fizz? We've been talking about the DOOMGEON a bunch, and then Baldrax got on. Baldrax is going to be creating the terrain and mountainside for Castle Ravenloft. Ideally, to make it look kind of like this, where like you've got like a grassy section that is kind of wider, that narrows as it gets here, and then it's kind of like a narrow, where like basically you have a giant cliff on the left and you have a giant cliff on the right, and then you've got Castle Ravenloft out on its own big giant fucking spire. It's gonna be fucking cool. I think it's gonna be really fucking cool. So we got to get with Udi and break the news that there's work to be done with this noise. This is just kind of, this is like a proof of concept that I was doing to see if it was possible, and apparently it's totally fucking possible. This map is gonna be, dude, I don't even know. People better be impressed. I mean, what the fuck else do you want for free? Jesus. Udi's name and Black Wolf Magic will go down in fucking history if I have anything to say about it. For sure. Gotta go run to a session, leave you a lurk. Baldrax, your program looks amazing, and thanks for helping with this project. Alright, hey, take care, Fizz. Oh, folks, Blue Box RPG. So you know, stuff this week. Well, and more, I guess. So, my new official stream day is Saturday. I have one day that I am going to be officially streaming. I will probably stream more. This is because I don't have to get up early or go to bed, or wait, I don't have to get up early, or I guess get up early the next day, or get up early the next, yeah. And Saturday is my only day that's like that. So Saturday is going to be my official new streaming day. I may stream other nights, but it probably won't be worky Tailspire stuff. I need those days to regen. I will probably play stuff like I'll play Rust. I was trying to do some XCOM 2, but fuck that game's so fucking hard. I don't know, dude, I have it on like normal difficulty, and actually the second fucking mission, which feels like a tutorial mission, I wipe. It's like I'm doing something wrong, and it's like, oh, they get to shoot you first. Your dude's dead. What the fuck? So I mean, I probably, I guess I'm gonna throttle it back to easy. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe play Rust, maybe play XCOM. Actually, I want to do a playthrough of Control. And I specifically have not done that because I want to do it on stream. Yeah, it's Alien, definitely Alien Chess. So on Tuesday, on Tuesday 1, what is this Tuesday? Tuesday the 24th. On Tuesday 1/24, I will, Blue Box RPG will be using the Arginvisholt board. Arginvisholt map. I will be a guest star driving the camera. Love the original XCOM, new XCOMs are so fucked up. Yeah, the enemy gets a free turn if you sneak up on them. Yeah, like XCOM 2 is so fucking hard. They were very difficult. I mean, I didn't like the whole like timed stuff and like there's all these events and okay, which one are you gonna choose? And you can't choose them all. I was like, man, actually I kind of want to. I'm a completionist and that makes me weep. So Tuesday, Blue Box RPG is going to be using the Arginvisholt map. Actually, at what time? Did they release their announcement for the week yet? Let me look. Here we go. Here is because they're good at what they do, they actually have like an announcement, like a schedule. So Tuesday 5 to 8 Central, which is, what time is 5 p.m. Central in PST? I think it's supposed to be 3. So 3 to 6 Pacific, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. PST. I'm going to be a guest star. I'm going to be driving the camera. I'll be the camera person. Just like I was for the when they ran the mines, like the mines adventure. Only this is gonna be pretty challenging. I mean, I won't be saying anything. I should just be driving the map. Mines? Oh, the mines. Oh, jeez. Maybe double check that shit. Also, and this is pretty fucking wild, on February 17th, you're gonna love this. On Friday, 2/17, I don't know what time, I will be playing in it's like D&D Legends stream on Blue Box RPG. One of the guys, okay, the players are fucking nuts. One of the players is the guy who designed the rage ability. He also created the sorcerer class. Rich, who created the sorcerer class? I guess 5e. 5e. Wikipedia. Who wrote it? Blah 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 blah. It's 5e, right? 5e. It's Rich something, right? Richard Baker. Is that right? Richard Baker? D&D Richard Baker. Richard Baker, game designer. Richard Baker III. American author and game designer who's worked on he worked on TSR. Yep, this is the dude. Oh yeah, dude, he fucking wrote a bunch of Dark Sun. He helped write Dark Sun. I mean, if John's goal was to have like the biggest fucking fanboy in the universe on the same stream with this guy, he has succeeded. So Anyway, Richard Baker. So anyway, Richard Baker is going to be in the game along with I think it's going to be 5 people. Richard Baker. So a couple of like OG folks. So Richard Baker, like I guess maybe 2 other people, and then two women that John has invited that are super fun, and then me because he wanted kind of like a younger person, you know, that's kind of like what's going on. And I was like, dude, I'm like 40. I'm like 40 something and you're wanting like a young person? And he's like, well, you look 35. I'm like, oh, sweet. Okay. Okay, well, yes. So actually, I'm working with John actually to write up a contract and some stuff for Istolri and Skarnor to do some of the Dark Sun maps, a couple of the cities, I guess. And I just need to fucking do it, really. I was supposed to do that yesterday. I need to write up a couple of Google Docs where I can write down my understanding of the requirements for the maps for John, as well as getting the concept art and really outlining anything like super specific that he's after with some general sketches and stuff, and then submitting for an official quote. I got a preliminary quote from Istolri and Skarnor. Submitting for an official quote from them and to get them started working. Yeah, so that's gonna be exciting. Oh, so that is the 17th, Friday the 17th. And I think it's for the charity event. I think it's for the charity event that last year. Was it the one last year that where it was like the Bouncy Rock crew and Dawn and Astari and I can't remember. But I did talk with John about like some good maps that might like they might showcase what Hailspire can do. And I think what will happen is I'm going to be a player, but I'm also going to be controlling the camera while I'm playing, which should be fun. So yeah, dude, like this is exciting. And I told him I'm really, really honored that you're inviting me. Like of all the folks that John could reach out to and invite, that would be more than happy to do it, that he came to me. And so I was super I guess proud of that. Maybe I just don't have a very abrasive personality, short of the swearing. So for Castle Raven, what do you want? Overhanging cliffs. So one of the pieces of concept art has that. Not the DOOMGEON, but the where's the concept art page? Maybe I don't have it. Did I get rid of it already again? Let me do it here, I guess. I've only typed in Castle Ravenloft concept art like 400 fucking times now. So this one has got the overhanging cliffs on it. I don't know that I'm in love with that. I don't think I am. Mainly just the way that the undercrop works out. So here's the first floor, and then the floor below this has like these windows or something. Where's the one that goes underground? Like this, I think is like the exterior or something. Is this it? Wait, that's map 4. Map 2. We're trying to get down below map 2, but like some of the maps go up, some of the maps go down. The main floor, I think this is up. We need to go, where's the down ones? Go down, 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 down. I think it's this. It's this room here, like actually is out the side of the mountain. And so based on this, and I don't think it goes down further than this. I think this is the bottom. But it going down and then this sticking out the back might be a little weird. But I'm not super married to the overhanging thing. I'm not married to that right here. I think it'd be fucking hard to do. You can't even get that angle with the assets and have them look decent because the bottom of the assets are gonna look bullshit. Because they never designed the assets to be seen really from below. I guess. I mean, that wasn't their primary use case for sure. I would be fine if it was just like a straight down scary son of a bitch. Actually, this kind of has it too, where it looks like it's just like chunked. If it does, it'd be fine if it was just like a little bit. Like, this is extreme, you know. But you can play around with it. Probably not worth the effort. Reason why they won't give us exactly Black Wolf. Modders will though. Modders fucking will. I like this version here of the castle where it's just like on the spire by the moon. Here's another good one. Mike Appelis. Hello, dude. I like the kind of greenery. Actually, I like the grass here because it is fucking raining all the time. There'd be something. And the trees. And then just like this sheer drop on either side. And I mean, I don't even mind like the random boulders out and about. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I need to fucking get on top of getting that paperwork to Istari. I've been slacking the fuck off about that. Though notice all the new they did are only in the flat position unlike the previous ones, and they mentioned on the last dev stream they should probably just open up more access controls on top. Wait, no they didn't. Did they? What? They didn't. When? Liar. Did that blow by me? No. No, I don't believe it. They didn't.
Yeah, so it's a video devlog today because last 5 days I've been down at Rian Hekbo's place doing a hackathon, which was loads of fun. We put down all the big tickets,
Can you hear him?
Big program
His
tickets,
video is too fucking quiet.
Did lots of experiments and had planning sessions on various kind of things. So it's features are in process, features are upcoming, trying to work out things down the line, delivering on Kickstarter goals, all that kind of stuff. Some kinds of planning are just best done in person. You can remove that little bit of video lag.
Is this the one you're talking about?
And so yeah, I'm going to show you some of the stuff, and I'm just going to start at the top of the list with separated UI and scene resolution. Now, sometimes you want to play Tailspire.
It's not this
you're
one.
In a particularly demanding scene, and
so
yeah, it's struggling a little. We've still got plenty of performance work to do.
I do want to.
In those cases, now
did you watch this bit about the symbiotes? So, I know my resolution for it's turned down really low.
While we said yes, we're going to bring character sheets and all these things down the line, we're building up systems. We very much want to make really good experiences. In his stuff that he's talking about, it's something we care about. From the very just act of picking up a miniature, things should feel nice.
How do we?
We don't think
how
we can
do
deliver
we help
that with web
our
browsers
friend
stuck
Mad
over
Wizard?
the view or with PDFs
Mad Wizard has set up a repo,
but obviously. That's meaning you're
out of
having
his
to like
own fucking blood, sweat, and tears, where we have all of our slabs, right?
Either. So
we have all of our stuff at Tails Tavern.
What we've been talking about is a space,
and so they're talking about building, you know, an interface for an API that can pull in slabs and stuff.
We're going to be calling these symbiotes
from an external repository.
And to start with, we're going to provide this as
you can
a web
just
view.
shut up for a second. Shut up. Okay, so for what the fuck is that shit? So Mad Wizard has Tails Tavern, which is this giant repository for all of our slabs and stuff. Tailspire is talking about building an API system that can integrate with these repositories. What doesn't help Mad Wizard is if when you click on Open Library or what the fuck ever, if there's just a thing there that says, search for slab, and you punch it in, and it just populates with all of the stuff from Tales Tavern. Okay? That doesn't help Mad Wizard. It doesn't help builders, right? Unless in their UI it's telling you who a slab or board author is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. You don't think that's what it's going to be, but they haven't fucking told us what it's going to be. And unfortunately, it sounds like they're just going to implement it and be like, here it is, without any of us actually seeing it, which is kind of fucked. But someone could just write a script right now that would go to Tales Tavern and just crawl and steal everything in Mad's database. And I'm just really trying to run it through in my mind. How does Mad fit into this, and how does he get paid? And I'm just kind of worried and concerned that they're gonna fire up this mod.io thing. Someone's gonna write a mod that goes to Tales Tavern and just collects everything, and then presents it in the UI basically, and without the builder's notes being read, or without the board's, the board author being accessible. And so one idea is like they have this symbiote thing which appears on the side of the screen, and or I can make it smaller so you can actually see it. So with a symbiote, if there's a Tales Tavern symbiote and you logged in and you use this to search for your slabs and use this to pull them in, well, at least then Mad's getting hits on his site, or there's some sort of something, he gets credit, I think it's a way to subscribe to an asset, and it seems like it interfaces to the site. So you think it's going to be like they go to Tales Tavern and they click the star button for a slab, and then when they open Talespire, they're going to show up there. Is that what you're saying? I mean, and that's my problem, is we have no fucking idea, but it sounds like he's pretty far down the line with it. I mean, they did the demo, and it didn't look like that at all. Oh, here's a sequencer. Right, so I don't even understand. So if I pause it, I can't pause it because it's a gift. What does it say when he first clicks that thing? Beta, it says beta, oh, damn it, calm. Beta, come on. Fuck, missed it again. I'm even too close. Okay, ready? What is the second word? Beta, community. The third word is probably box. Is that what that was? Third word, mods. Okay, so beta community mods, right? So, and actually he does a full, he actually does a video of it where he demos it. That has more thoroughly. Okay, so in this it looks like you go to mod.io and you publish a mod, and that mod is a slab. Okay? So is it that you can only get that functionality if you've bundled it into a mod, which no one's going to do? No one's going to go make, you can't have Genghis go publish a fucking mod. It's just not going to happen, right? Genghis isn't going to know how to package it and do the thing and then upload it to the thing. He's just not going to know how to fucking do that. So so this workflow where you go and you find a mod and you subscribe to a mod and then that mod shows up in your game isn't a thing for a lot of builders, right? Games mods, his game is Talespire test. Here's a mod, you subscribe to it in the way that you subscribe to subscribing to slabs in the same way that you would subscribe to, Jump Higher mod in Valheim. It doesn't cross about it, right? I have talked to Matt about it, and Matt sounds pretty in the dark. I think they've talked about it briefly. I do not think that it was very like super substantial. Like, I mean, I'm talking to Matt about it, and like he has a Tailspire ideas um Discord. And so that's what I was like talking to him. I was like symbiote, like I was talking to him about symbiotes. He's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay. So he doesn't know what symbiotes are. Um okay, so he says they say they don't really necessarily want to build a new repo. If they duly try to compete, he's going to be pretty ticked off. And it could very well be that they are trying to compete and don't realize that they're trying to compete. If they built a thing in the UI where you build a slab and you just select it and you click a button that's like publish this as a mod, you've killed Mad. Well, maybe not. Because there's Hill's Tavern offers a lot of stuff. Like you can write a description, you can put links in it, you can say, hey, these are my friends that helped me build this thing. You know, like your slab can have personality at Tails Tavern, where it just can't. The problem is that I can click a button and import Castle Ravenloft, and then I can just select the whole thing and hit the publish it to the official repo button. Right? And now anybody who's looking for Castle Ravenloft, the first thing they're going to do is look at it via the in-app repo search. And so if someone does that, if they just take it and upload it to the official repo, and when the first place people go to search is there, they're just going to get it. And suddenly, like who the author is removed. Any kind of metadata along with it that I have is removed. The PDF with alternate room descriptions is removed. Like all that stuff is lost because I don't think their primary goal is to make it as fucking cool and awesome as Mad is. His whole business is like, how do I make, you know, uploading and retrieving slabs like the coolest experience and engrossing experience as I can. And that's just not their business. You know, they don't think, they don't have time to think along those. They're focusing on 100 things and Matt is focusing on one. I don't know, if they were really smart, they would just give Mad some money, tell him to run the repo, and then build a thing that imports boards from Tails Tavern and let him do it, right? And maybe he runs ads, or maybe he doesn't, or maybe they pay him enough money that he doesn't feel the need to like run ads or something. But because I don't know, just right now he's paying all of it out of pocket to the tune of like tens of thousands of dollars, man. And I don't know, I worry. I'm really worried that they're going to inadvertently do a thing that totally tanks like this collective dream that we have about Tails Tavern. I don't know. I'm definitely waxing sentimental about it. You know, I want him to succeed. Well, holy hell, folks. Okay, so we wrote what all we do tonight. Wrote a bunch of stuff about the DOOMGEON. Talked to Baldrax about Castle Ravenloft. Talked to everybody about Castle Ravenloft. Talked about my new official streaming schedule. I'm going to be on the stream this Tuesday, and then on Friday, 2/17, with a bunch of really fucking famous people. I have a bunch more writing to do in regards to the DOOMGEON, but at least I have the first brain dump document of it. So that's progress. And eventually this will turn into a book. Or well, not a book, but like, you know what I mean, like a PDF or like a guide or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure that that will happen. And it's like easy. This is easy to write because I've been thinking about it so much that it's just a matter of getting all the notes into one document and then kind of like reorganizing it. I feel like I could run it already. That's kind of my goal. My goal is to run this relatively soon. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun. And that's really, here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inject a little more fun into my Tailspire. Because right now, Tailspire for me is a lot of work. Like when I load up Tailspire, I'm never playing. I'm like so rarely having fun in it. So firing it up is like this, oh, I gotta do work. I gotta go do some fucking hide volumes that like, you know, freak me out, like give me anxiety now. So I think that Tailspire would be perfect for this style of game. I think people would have fun watching. We can do over the top like like esports announcer shit. We can just it's just silly. It's fun and it's silly and it's fun and it's silly and it's it's literally like you know the group versus the trolls of the internet. Like the whole point is for viewers to be disruptive. And I think that's just hilarious. You know what I mean? And go watch Code Miko's stream. Go watch Code Miko's stream. It's the same thing where she's like trying to interview people and her avatar is like got the champagne bottle exploding, or her like she transforms into like the dragon bikini, or like just like it's just chaos, and it's so much fun. So much fun. Gladiator Arena, yeah. But I think the name's gonna stick. It is DOOMGEON. I now own DOOMGEON.com. Don't you dare steal the DOOMGEON.com. I need to go get that one too. It's $10, right? It's $10. Have everything go to the DOOMGEON. And setting up cards I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's fucking silly as hell. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch even if people don't buy the cards or people don't spend a lot of bits. You know what I mean? I think it'll still be a lot of fun. But it'd be fun if they did. We'll see. We shall see. All right, everybody. I think I'm actually gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go do that thing. Don't steal, Waggers. Wait, don't steal. Don't steal what? What am I stealing? Don't steal. What am I stealing? Waggle's finger. What have I done? Have I crossed a line, Teladaga? Don't steal. I'm gonna need clarification. I feel like What do you mean? What do you mean don't steal? No, just you telling us not to steal. I was trying to add to the joke. What was I telling you not to steal? What was I telling you not to steal? The shit from Tails Tavern? Oh, no. Oh, God. Yeah. Let's all be tired together. Please don't steal the DOOMGEON.com DNS or domain. I need to go to bed. Okay, so today is my official day. I will very likely actually be streaming on Tuesday again unless something comes up. But I will probably be playing Rust or something similar. I mean, I'm kind of energetic about writing for the DOOMGEON. And so I might fire up the stream to do more about that, and maybe I'll write some more. What's nice about the DOOMGEON stuff is I can write it in a notebook. I can write it in like a notebook on paper with a pen while my kids are watching a Disney movie. So, and I can't like work on Tailspire on my phone or whatever while my kids are watching the Disney movie. So I'll probably make some progress on the DOOMGEON notes. So maybe my Tuesday will be compiling those. We shall see. But we should probably all fucking go to bed. We should all probably fucking go to bed. Have a great night, everybody. Again, if you're new or you're a viewer that doesn't like know who I am DOOMGEON. Usually I do stuff in Tailspire. We're doing Castle Ravenloft. It's super fucking epic. When I'm not streaming, I almost answer instantly in Discord in case you want to chat. I think that's it though. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate it. We covered a lot of ground today. We really did. This is the part of the stream where like I want to log off, but I don't because we're chatting and I want to hang out with you all more, but we got to do the sleep. Okay, for reals this time. Have a great night.